Oh man, sometimes the beauty of life is not what you make it. It's how you perceive it. If you perceive life as this never-ending cesspool of cascade, you'll never really get anywhere. But that's the beauty of it all. That's the beauty of it all. What? I never know where my damn headphones are. I never do. I always do it. It's frustration when I really want to do something, and when I'm not able to do that, it makes me very, very sad. It makes me very, very not bonita. I don't feel bonita. What drink? My drink? My diet Dr. Kel? You can tell I'm slowly losing like every fabric of what it means to exist in this fucking world. Hello. Sup, dorks? What's up, dorks? What's this XP thing? I have no idea. Don't ask me. Like, I know y'all turn to YouTubers for information, but don't ask me. Like, please don't. I don't know. Apparently it's to entice you fuckers to like stay and be engaged, but I mean that's a personal choice. I mean I do hope you stay. I do hope you like the stream, but I hope you don't feel incentivized. Leon lies. I lie all the time. Am I actually a lunch lady? No. But do I have double D titties? Yes. Hold up. Continuing our lustful conversation about fatigue. I'm never giving this shit up. It is the funniest conversation that has proven so many people are full of it, but nobody wants to admit that they're full of it because I have. Oh no. Oh, there it is. I have pastor fatigue. We got to start worrying about that culture of these pastors. Maybe it's something in that Bible. Yeah, I don't think there's anything in that Bible. Imagine. You know what? This is a white male? It must be that folk music. You know, it must be that punk rock. That's what it is. I feel like as we start to understand these creatures that have infiltrated our country, we're going to do something about that white fatigue. We're going to have to do something fast because, in my mind, it's getting worse. A former foster parent and youth pastor is facing a staggering flag on the play, white male in church touch. Oh, you right. Flag on the play. Flag on the play. Flag on the play. There's all flags on the play. Touching kids. 2 trillion yard penalty. Punishment, the chair. This motherfucker got 24 counts of sexual battery by a custodian following allegations involving 2 girls who had been in his care. Daniel Lampin, horrible name, was arrested Tuesday and booked into the, I can't pronounce that, county jail. Authorities say Lampin held a managerial position, I don't know why I said managerial, position at Chick-fil-A. This was in Florida? Oh my God, Florida man struck again. I hate to be anybody whose birthday is today, because you type in Florida man, your birthday, you getting this. Oh wait, this didn't happen today. This happened on the 28th. My bad. I hate to be anybody whose birthday was 3 days ago. The sheriff launched an investigation in 2024 after a 15-year-old came forward with disturbing allegations. She reported, well, depending on the track record of a bunch of people online over the past week, maybe that 15-year-old asked for it. Don't anybody ever find that weird? When a kid, not a parent, not an adult, a child, says, this person touched me, and motherfuckers run around and say they asked for it. It'd be even worse when it's a dude and the adult that violated him is a woman, because some of these motherfuckers be like, I don't see a problem. He became a man. And that's why these motherfuckers be growing up traumatized. I say it every time I bring it up. That South Park joke didn't come from anywhere. That South Park joke, when the cops are hearing about it and they're just like, nice, that didn't come out of thin air. They got that shit from a bunch of motherfuckers who excuse that behavior based on who does it. Because yes, if it was a man to a little girl, everybody gonna say wood chipper. If it was a woman to a little boy, there's going to be a collection of people large enough to notice that will say nice. And that's crazy. And that's crazy. Kids can't fucking consent. That's very true. But if you find them motherfuckers who are like nice all the fucking time, they'll try to make an argument to you. And I don't know why they do it. Also, even though it's, man, I don't feel like it's my, well, it's like I care, but I also don't care. Yeah, I care. So it's going to beat out my I don't care. My good buddy Skelly Pops' child's birthday, I think, is today. So happy birthday to Skelly Pop's child, if it's today, unless it's tomorrow or Monday or the next day. All I know is Skelly said the child's birthday is in like some point in the next few days, and I feel like it's today. So you know what? I'm just gonna make it. I'm public decree. Even if it ain't your birthday is today now. Why? Because I said so. And that's the type of individual I am. The wood chip is where this motherfucker needs to go. But if you thought we were done with our Catholic fatigue, Christian fatigue, church fatigue, pastor fatigue, white fatigue, oh, you would be wrong. You know how they got them videos of people that show up and try to meet with kids? They got one. And I watched this and I died of laughter.
What's up, brother? No. Please don't. Colin, please. Excuse me, everybody.
Imagine going to a hotel thinking, I'm going to get you. And then you just see grown men with cameras. It's over. It's over. I ain't gonna lie, I've thought about it. Like, what if I'm at the store and I see this going down and Buddy try to run away? And they just start yelling, he was here to meet a 4-year-old. He was here to meet an 8-year-old. I might go to jail for it, but whatever's close enough for me to grab, I'm throwing at him. And I'm helping them pin the dude down. I might go to jail for it. I might go to jail for it because I probably shouldn't even be in this interaction. But I'm going to be a hero. Stop. Like, just imagine you see me in the background and I'm like, huh? And all of a sudden you see a big ass box just flying near the motherfucking head. I'm going to be in the background like, I did it. I saved him. Hi, Jordan.
What's up, brother? No. Please don't. Colin, please. Excuse me, everybody. Stop. Kyle, come here.
Then his name, Kyle. We got to do something about these white people, bro.
Please.
I think you make it worse because you out there begging in that loud ass fucking hallway, in that loud ass fucking entrance hall. And then is that a Christmas tree? Bitch, you did this shit during Christmas? Oh, Santa gonna finger you in your fucking rim.
I've almost killed myself. I don't care.
No, you might have to just take that life, buddy. I don't feel bad for you. You was touching kids. You plan to touch kids. I don't feel bad for you.
Hey, I don't care. You came to meet a little boy.
Hey, I don't know who that is saying that, but I agree.
13-year-old boy, you think I give a fuck about you? I don't give a fuck about you. He does. He's here to meet a 13-year-old boy. We have to record this one, please. Mom, please. Oh my
God. Another white piece of culture down. Can't run for shit. Right. You ever notice these motherfuckers never know how to run? It's like, I could have gingerly walked. Speaking of which, I feel like I've already done it, but to all my gingers, I know I'm like 3 weeks late on the joke, but welcome to the black community. Well, welcome to being a part of the niggas. Don't fuck the joke up, because if you sit there and fuck the joke up, you're going right back there with them whites. Banished away from us all. All right. I've had my fun. I've had my fun with our daily white fatigue. I'll see y'all probably Monday for another round of it. But now I want to watch videos because I keep being bombarded to watch shit that I don't want to watch. Whenever people come to me and it's like, oh, watch this, oh, watch that, oh, watch this, oh, watch that. And then I watch like 5 minutes. I'm always reminded like my brain is not fully dead. Oh my God, you should watch this video about this YouTuber being a pedophile. Why? When I could watch like a cooking video. Oh, why? Why? When I could like watch for areas in like the South that I could drive to go eat. Oh man, you missing out. I'm missing out on information I didn't care about in the first place. Nasty work. Chris is trying so hard to get me to care about like art community pedophiles, and like when I tell you that and then I immediately look at my fucking chat box and I see somebody named Hashiro the artist, I probably butchered that. I'm like, how could I possibly care about this shit? What do they have to say about the Yakuza series? I don't think that's really the thing here. I think it's more like that's just like the intro to the video. Fuck this, I don't want to watch this first.
Tory Lanez team just
Hold on. We did this yesterday. Jump scare. I'm not gonna forget. Which one of you motherfuckers said that he took the whole chapstick? Nasty fucking work, I tell you. Nasty. You ought to be ashamed of y'all fucking selves for what y'all did. I was in shambles, but wild comment. Bro, it was one of you motherfuckers. I feel like it was Retro Funk. Retro Funk the type of motherfucker to do that. See, you just proved my point with that fucking comment talk about dick sucking lips. Them is some meat delicious ass sucking lips. Man, no, bro. Man, no, bro. Oh, this nigga has an interesting theory. Lo, what do you mean? Don't tell me you watched this. I want to know about the new evidence. I want to know about the new evidence. Oh my God. I texted Moro yesterday if she would turn me in for $50,000. This nigga just texted me, if I didn't know you, I'm taking that money, big dog. Niggas. But wait, so you know me. That means you gonna fucking keep me safe. That's the type of shit. That's the type of shit I like to hear. That's the type of shit I like to hear. That's the type of shit I like to hear. Oh, I got one more jump scare for y'all before I watch this. I can't believe I didn't put this up at the ready.
So we have yet another.
Look at this horrific shit. Oh my God. They done beat this dude to where he wants to look like a true incel loser. Let me tell you the worst part. This video is about Harry fucking Potter. You know, we might watch this next. We might watch this next. But for now, I want to hear what dick sucking lips gotta say.
Tory Lanez team just revealed
Oh my God, I'm so bored. If only there was a game I could play. Oh wait, there is.
bombshell information that will exonerate Tory Lanez and destroy and ruin Megan Thee Stallion's career and her credibility. And they laid everything out on a new website. Congresswoman Anna Pauline.
I just want everybody to know that from my understanding, none of this information is new. It's just new to the general public because a lot of people didn't read or look up anything in regards to this case past a certain point. Because if it ain't on Twitter, a lot of motherfuckers are bored.
Lena is the mastermind behind this new website to exonerate Tory Lanez. And it all stemmed from a tweet that she posted a week ago where she says in 36 hours, we will
1.5? You know what? Since you asked so nicely. Since you said please.
be releasing new bombshell information that would exonerate Tory Lanez.
I feel like the video didn't move fast at all. Jesus.
It wasn't released within 36 hours, but instead they started a website coined after the term 36 hours later and released all the information on that website. A lot of people have questioned her motives, why a congresswoman or Republican at that wants to get involved in a Tory Lanez, Megan Thee Stallion hip-hop drama. But she just came out to say she's involved because she truly believes that Tory Lanez was railroaded by a corrupt Democratic system. Tory's team did a great job at telling the full
If by Democrats you mean Rock Nation, go ahead, have fun.
story and not just bombarding us with new information right away. One of the initial pieces in the first step, they pointed out information that contradicted the storyline that Tory Lanez told Megan Thee Stallion's dance bit
Fuck!
and then fired 6 shots at her. They released footage of Megan Thee Stallion admitting that she stepped on glass, but not just that. In this interaction with the police, Megan Thee Stallion was very concerned about her going to jail and her being in trouble. And
This is not new information. She said that shit on a live stream, I believe. And this was also something that was detailed numerous times. Like, she said she was afraid that this interaction would get her put in prison. And of course, maybe I'm just like the one person who thinks, you know, everybody, even though money makes everybody view themselves as different, we are all kind of the same. Any motherfucker is not going to want to go to prison. I don't give a fuck if you're a celebrity or you just like a regular motherfucker. That's going to ruin whatever. Your personal image with your friends you play Magic the Gathering with will be shattered if they find out you go to prison.
to me, that's very strange. A gunshot victim being really concerned about the police discovering something that could send her to jail doesn't make sense to me. And this isn't Megan Thee Stallion's first run-in with the law. Megan Thee Stallion has a long rap sheet, bro. Megan Thee Stallion has multiple mugshots out there. So Megan Thee Stallion understands the law. If you did nothing wrong and you are the gunshot victim, why would you be going to jail for getting shot?
I don't know. We're trying to figure it all out. As long as you guys cooperate with us and you guys tell us what happened, we'll go accordingly, okay? But if you guys are not telling us, if you guys are, you know, then I don't think...
I really cannot go to jail.
Okay.
I cannot have that on my image.
Okay. So how did that happen to you?
Glass.
Glass? Where?
Where we coming from?
And also, what fucks Meg, or what fucks everybody else who either wants to see like Tory free or Tory not free, didn't Meg admit like whatever she said was to attempt to help this motherfucker? But then after he kept bitching, she was just like, fuck it. I can't help you no more, bro. And also, maybe I'm drunk, but wasn't it the state that went after Tory and not Meg? Because Meg was trying her damnedest to move on from this shit fast, even though it was going to be next to impossible. It was the state that was like, hold on, I don't know if we're just going to let this shit slide. And you're probably going to have to come in to talk about this shit any fucking way. I'm still on the train that she lied. Listen, I'm finding out all about this within like the past 2 weeks. I'm sitting here asking people who I know barely have the mindset of understanding, but they always pay attention to shit like this. I'm asking them, and they're the ones telling me this shit. And from what they telling me, it's like, okay, either she got shot or she stepped on glass. Either way, Tory should be in jail, because isn't he in jail not for shooting her but for the gun itself? And then my dumbass partner is like, you can't go to jail for having a gun. It's like, all right, that let me know you don't understand the law. It's like, I can't talk to you about this. Oh.
Okay.
didn't get shot.
Oh, you did it?
No, man. I mean, no, sir.
She was also very concerned about her image and how this story would make her look. The storyline of getting super drunk at Kylie Jenner's house, trying to fight Kylie Jenner, fighting your best friend, fighting a man that night, being exposed for sleeping with the man that your best friend is doing a sneaky link with, that looks bad for you. That looks horrible. And then stepping on a glass because you're super intoxicated and you're just drunk looks horrible. But the storyline of this really angry man shot at you because you stood up for yourself, now that storyline looks wonderful for your career. So you can understand how that got concocted as soon as she picked up that phone and called Rock Nation about the quote-unquote incident afterwards.
So is it Rock Nation or is it the Democrats? You got to help me out on that one, bro. Because you made like that you made like that opening stance about how the Congresswoman was in on this or is getting involved in this because of them evil of that fucking crooked, corrupt, ugly ass Joe Biden who's dying and don't he also got prostate cancer too? So it's like ooh, all that extra. It's like which is it? Did Rock Nation phone it in? Or did Kylie Jenner phone it in? Or did Obama phone it in? What if it was Obama? See, the reason why conspiracy theories like don't hold weight to me is because from 50 degrees of Sunday, they all go in different directions that leave me thinking, all right, everybody's slow.
I can almost tell you how that conversation went, bro. Don't say nothing. Let's intervene. Let's try to get this all cleaned up. Because looking like a horrible drunk who was sleeping with your best friend's man looks crazy. Now, the police didn't just take her word for it. The police did their investigation at the scene. And at the scene, they discovered enough evidence to show that Megan Thee Stallion stepped on glass, which is why when the police charged Tory Lanez initially, they only charged Tory Lanez for gun possession because they found a gun, I think, on the passenger side of the vehicle.
Shooting or anything? That's how we got dispatched.
Well, we have the gun here, and then we have other units. They're searching the house where it happened, so that's all we have so far.
Nothing happened in the vehicle.
No, we don't have any casings, no.
Okay, from what you've been told. Okay.
And then there's some cash over, looks like.
Was the person who got shot with the other people here that you have in handcuffs? Were they all together?
They were all
Yes, they were all in the same car.
Okay, and then do we know how she got cut?
I believe when she stepped down, there's a glass.
She dropped a glass bottle, and then I think she stepped on it and cut herself getting out of the vehicle.
Okay, so her friends didn't cut her then.
Right.
Well,
Yeah. Your passengers step out of the vehicle. See your hands. Show us your hands. Hold your hands up. Okay? I'll help you back here with hands up, hands up. All right, move back to the sound of my voice. Keep your hands up. Move back to the sound of my voice. Move back. Keep going, keep going. Hey, stop, stop. Move to the left. Keep moving. Move back to the sound of my voice.
I was about to say, oh my God, what crime scene are we looking at? But I think those people are alive. I think that's Tory and the other bitch. Do you see like where my cursor is? Do you see them two motherfuckers just like spread out on the ground? My God. I split second thought, oh my God, who shot them? Oh, 50 ways from Sunday, my mind will always go somewhere different. It'll always transfer to something else. So I got one of them brains. I got one of them brains that's not really clued in. And when the moment arises, it'll illustrate how I'm not clued in.
The corruption here is crazy. The police officer literally watched her with her own eyes, seen her in 4K with her own eyes, stepping on the bottle and then began to limp. She stepped on the bottle in front of the police officers. You just heard her say, oh man, she just stepped on the bottle and she cut her. So if they watched her step on the bottle, cut herself open, probably had some fragments go in the open wound because she's walking on literal glass at the time. How does this equate to Tory Lanez popped at her? Now, I do believe a gun was shot that night. Don't get me wrong. A gun was indeed shot that night. But I don't think that gun...
So wait, you just heard him also say there's no casings in the car. So where the fuck are the bullet fragments? Where's the casings? You telling me they just shot in the air and was like, I'm gonna get you, bitch. So if you think a gun is shot, but you also see this extra shit, you're gonna have to help somebody out here.
Gun is what penetrated Megan Thee Stallion's skin.
Ma'am, do you think we're gonna go to jail?
What's that?
Do you think we're gonna go to jail?
What woman you know who just got shot is talking that calmly? Is that composed? Is that stoic? A gunshot victim? Is that composed? That stoic? It's kind of like somebody just sitting on the curb, man, like just waiting for the police to go away. Is that? Come on, bro. Bro, anybody with a brain can look at this and say, bro, what are we doing here, bro? How do we go from this to somebody being in jail right now for 10 plus years? This is crazy. And they even showed the hospital footage where Megan Thee Stallion is telling the doctors, yeah, I stepped on glass. It's whatever.
And so what happened with you were just walking off?
Good morning, Dylan. I don't trust this man. You work with that cuck Adam 22. He works. He worked with Adam 22. I feel like that's an indictment on your character right there. Was he in the check? No, never mind.
So you were already hurt when you got to her. At that point, just your friends were running down.
Pay attention to her saying, I stepped on glass the other day too. So she already had an open wound. And that would make sense when we get to the gun and the bullet fragments and other things involved in this case. But I stepped on glass the other day too. So hence when she stepped on glass tonight, it just re-aggravated the open wounds she already had. They provided the full timeline to expose the story that Megan Thee Stallion told of, I tried to protect Tory Lanez initially, but the only reason I'm saying he shot me now is because he spoke out.
Wait, what you said? Hey, listen, I said good morning. And also, this motherfucker apparently worked with Adam 22, or as he's called by you people, Cuck 22.
First, they provided a timeline to show that was an absolute lie. She did not say she stepped on glass initially to protect Tory Lanez, and she didn't change her mind because Tory Lanez spoke out first. That's a lie. So the timeline here goes. Megan posted about being shot on July 15, 2020. Megan names Tory Lanez to the police the following day, on July 16th of 2020. Tory Lanez haven't gone public yet. July 27th, Megan Thee Stallion goes live on Tory Lanez's birthday. Specifically, this was her first live. It goes on August 20th, Megan Thee Stallion publicly names Tory Lanez as the shooter. But she already named Tory Lanez as a shooter to the police already, okay? And she goes live on his birthday to taunt him. Continues. Daystar tweets for the first time. So this is when Tory Lanez first tweet to clear his name. Tory Lanez goes live October 20th. This is the first time Tory Lanez goes live to clear his name. So they like, hold on, bro. If you told the police you like got shot, if you got shot like the day afterwards, and you only told them you stepped on glass to protect Tory Lanez, then one, why'd you tell the police you got shot the day after? And then why did you go public naming Tory Lanez when Tory Lanez hadn't spoken or done any press?
I might be so clinically fucking insane here, but I can't for the life of me like follow his train of thought. His train of thought is so bad in terms of explaining anything, even with him probably reading like a diagram to show like he knows what the fuck he's talking about. Like I feel like he's not doing a good job explaining any fucking thing, and that hurts because you just wasted my time making sure that I gave you a view, you sick fuck. If I know anybody that'll probably get this shit right, I don't know. It's like I necessarily don't understand how motherfuckers are like they try to explain shit in like the dumbest fucking ways possible, and it's just like, hey, we got this, so how could anything else you say matter? Like, no, I need way more than that, buddy. I need something that's gonna make the pussy quiver just a little bit, just like a little bit. Make it quiver just a little bit, and it'll all be all right. If you make it quiver just a little bit, we'll all be all right. There's nobody else on this planet Are you telling me there's nobody else on this planet that could give a fucking crucial ass style of an update? It's a bunch of motherfuckers. It's a bunch of motherfuckers who you just look at them and they say, yeah, I'm either going to believe one side or the other. The big lip guy, his friend got caught touching a girl in Walmart on camera and tried to defend. It's always something. It's always something.
It's getting kind of crazy. Well, it's been crazy. But I know there might be a subsection of people that might be thrown off by the title. It kind of oozes white knight. It kind of oozes pick me. But you got to understand, I'm the type of guy who...
Title is you hate women. I don't never understand. It's not pick me. Y'all be... Motherfuckers be letting the most low IQ motherfuckers who get hurt by every fucking stance that got something to do with them sit there and try to steer the fucking conversation. Bros, all you gotta do is say what you mean. If you want to defend women from a bunch of loser-ass motherfuckers, them loser-ass motherfuckers gonna sit there and try to cape talking about something. Oh my God, you're white knighting. As they sit there and say, hey, I'm holding a man accountable for raping somebody. Oh my God, you're white knighting. What? Y'all gotta get that shit up, bro.
Who would have cringed at something like that maybe 10, 15 years ago, because in my personal life, and I based a lot of my interactions with women on my own personal experiences and how I treated them, I would look at a statement like treat women with some type of common courtesy as a goes without saying kind of thing. But I at the time was kind of, immature of my assessment of what it was that like generally meant. Because I looked at it from like extreme point of views. Like if you tell someone you're being racist, for example, you're being prejudiced, you're being discriminatory, their first immediate thought or reaction is to say, no, I'm not, because I know what the definition of that thing looks like. I know what version of myself I would need to tap into to make someone feel excluded for something that they cannot.
I ain't gonna lie, pulling a Sneeko image is either crazy or accurate, depending on how much you want to dick suck somebody online. It's the most accurate depiction of somebody who does the thing and will fucking be like, oh my God, I have to actually do this in order to be that. Like, it's too on the fucking nose.
Not control. And since I've never done this extreme version of what I think this word would mean, I'm in the clear. I haven't done anything wrong. And the same thing can be said when you ask men how they treat women. I'm not beating them and I'm not assaulting them sexually, so I'm in the clear. My opinions about them wouldn't make me more predisposed to this description. How I treat them in relationships or casually with friendships doesn't matter. As long as I'm not doing these two things that are on this checklist, I'm in the clear. And that seems to be the base level standard for how a lot of the general public seems to perceive some of these male celebrities. See, I've been following the Diddy trial, for example. And one of the beautiful things about this trial, despite how bad it all is the fact that I haven't seen nearly as many opinions being made public about this. And I think the primary reason for that is because it's nowhere near as visible as earlier trials that we might have seen and people were able to give their first initial thoughts and reactions to. And I think there's a correlation between the mandatory amount of reading that you need to do to actually have an informed opinion about this case and the lack of opinions that I've seen on the internet about it. You have to read to get to this step. And I'm seeing a lot of people that don't like to read not having opinions, and I think that's beautiful. But one of
it's kind of scary though. Well, no, it's not scary because what have people been saying for years? Stop giving your fucking opinion if you're not really paying attention to the subject matter. Like if you just getting online to say, hey, I believe this motherfucker didn't do this, and these motherfuckers got video evidence of them doing that thing. We've had examples for like fuck decades, the past year, of motherfuckers fighting tooth and nail to try to sound smart and try to wordplay their way to get somebody out of a crime that they got evidence that they did. And it's like, why? And people was trying to figure this out for years. Why do people do this? Why do people do that? And it took so much to get motherfuckers to understand, oh, it's just engagement. It's just like rage bait. Motherfuckers like that sensation of trying to sound like an intellectual, and all they do is loudly proclaim the dumbest shit under the sun. Because it's worked for way too many people. And so, in somebody's mind, they're going to think, all right, it's my turn. I get to say something dumb. And you know what dumb thing I want to say? I want to defend a raven. Did this man just say it's beautiful that people are giving their opinion without any knowledge? I feel like he said they're not giving their opinion without any knowledge. But, you know, the beauty of watching something is that if you think you heard something, you can rewind.
And I think the primary reason for that is because it's nowhere near as visible as...
Hold on. Let's go a little bit further back.
And one of the beautiful things about this trial, despite how bad it all is the fact that I haven't seen nearly as many opinions being made public about this. And I think the primary reason for that is because it's nowhere near as visible as earlier trials that we might have seen. And people...
So no, he didn't say what you said, Harley. See, if you open your jigaboo ass ear... If you, oh God,
people were able to give their first initial thoughts and reactions to. And I think there's a correlation between the mandatory amount of reading that you need to do to actually have an...
I agree with this stance. I request if you motherfuckers are going to waste your time giving your opinions, at least before you give your opinion, read up on the actual facts of the matter so that you don't sound like a belligerent dumb fuck. So that you don't have to sound like a belligerent dumb fuck. Because as I stated, for example, Carmelo Anthony, motherfuckers, fresh out, it's self-defense. How do you know? There's a story on Facebook. God damn it. That's really our measure. That's the measuring stick, bro. Facebook. Really, bro? Like, really? That can't be motherfuckers measuring stick. But it is. This is why why do y'all think I get on my knees begging for y'all to just shut the fuck up? Because I want y'all to shut the fuck up and let the shit play out. Even in saying that, I know as it plays out, motherfuckers who already got their feet in the ground, one side or the other, are going to be disappointed by what comes out in court. And they're going to be sitting there running around fighting tooth and nail to say my story that I got from social media is true. You motherfuckers that spent dedicated time trying to figure all this shit out, you're the ones lying. Free Carmelo or lock Carmelo up in jail. And that's what the fuck gonna happen. I'm telling y'all this months before it happened. I'm saying months, but I think he's going to court at like the end of June. Him and Brick Lady, coincidentally, are going to be in court around their own around subject matters by the end of June. It's going to be a hilarious, oh my God, fucking day.
Formed opinion about this case and the lack of opinions that I've seen on the internet about it. You have to read to get to this step. And I'm seeing a lot of people that don't like to read not having a...
Facebook doesn't lie. The F stands for facts. No, the F stands for... Never mind. What was I about to say? I was about to say that for the longest of fucking times, it has been the standard to shut the fuck up and burn it up!
Opinions, and I think...
Oh, I love this game. I love what this game does to me.
That's beautiful. But one of the things that I was able to find out months before this even started was Kid Cudi actually had his vehicle almost blown up. And he testified to that in court today. Obviously, I'm not happy that Kid Cudi had to go through that experience. I'm not happy that he was harassed and threatened in his dating experience with Cassie. Obviously not from her, but in dealing with her having to endure Diddy's constant taunting and reactions on the side. What I am happy about is that there is a man to validate the violence. There is a male experience in this conversation, in this case, that helps or add validity to the claim that Diddy is a menace. When it comes to cases that involve women specifically, I think there's so many things, too many in fact, that are left up to speculation. It's the reason why people pretended that Chris Brown saying free Tory Lanez was the reason why he was jailed in another country and not because he's just a violent person. Because I don't...
I can't even fucking respond to that by saying there's no way. Because in a world where motherfuckers' IQs are below 3, you're going to run into that type of shit where a motherfucker is going to be like, the only reason they put him in jail is not because they probably got some verifiable information that this motherfucker did some shit worthy of being in jail. No. It's because he tweeted free Tory Lanez. If that's the case, a lot of niggas got to be in jail. Oh, but the difference is Chris Brown is a well-known celebrity. I mean, sure, but no. That's not sticking with me. That in and of itself, that's not sticking. It can't stick because who the fuck would believe that? Why the fuck would anybody believe, all right, the reason you going to jail is because in 2020 or in 2021, whatever the fuck this happened, you tweeted your support for a man who shot another one. What type of bullshit? For all that, everybody in America need to be in jail for a different fucking reason. But because tweeting is like the most non-lucrative thing under the sun, that don't make no fucking sense. But I'm willing to bet if I dedicated my own time, there would be motherfuckers who loudly proclaim that to be a fact. And I just gotta sit here like, oh my God. What did Scar say? I'm surrounded by idiots. It's like, fuck, I am.
I don't look at the Rihanna situation and then be like, oh yeah, he's violent because of that. I can look at situations that he's had with other men. Chris Brown's been violent towards his former manager, Mike G, been violent in an altercation with Drake, been violent against Frank Ocean. But for whatever reason, when he shows support for someone that has been violent towards another woman and he has to face the consequences for his actions in another country, the people who don't believe that men who have been historically violent in general and for whatever reason this time aren't guilty of violence towards a woman now believe that a label must be the reason why someone's being held accountable. There's no benefit of the doubt being given to someone with no criminal history, with no background in violence. Who will be the women in these instances that these guys have to basically be accountable for their actions against? But all benefit of the doubt being given to people that we know for a fact have been violent towards other men in the past. And that underscores another issue with how we look at violence against men. Because typically and oftentimes when it happens against another man, we look at it as regular. How do you see video footage of Tory Lanez pressing Travis Scott on a bus, offering a fade as conflict resolution? How do you see that and not think that this dude's probably violent? How do you see video footage of him running down on someone that...
Because that's a part of our culture. That's it. That's what it means to be a man. You just gotta fight it out. Because if you shoot him, you're a pussy, even though that logic never really made any fucking sense. Because what do you mean? What do you mean motherfuckers should just fight it out? In a world where everybody now is ego-driven, you want motherfuckers to fight and then they lose that fucking fight, and then they turn around and just get the gun. Like, I don't know about that. It seems like a big waste.
That he asked for a rap battle from, intimidating him from behind the camera, telling him to apologize, or else, how do you look at that and not say this dude's probably violent? And I'm talking to the people in the comments who may be agreeing with me right now when I ask this next question. Why would you expect men to care about women when they've shown they don't even care about men? And that's generally because male victims don't offer the same threat against misogyny that women victims do. They see a male as victim to something, they look at it as a regular occurrence of crime. They don't look at it as a threat against the foundations of the fabrics of what make me as a person. The consensus from a lot of that side, you know what side I'm talking about. Anybody who grew up with
and fucking incel red pillars. I know, bro. You ain't gotta fucking hide it, bro. You could say it. You can say it. Call them what they are, bro. They fucking losers. They wake up and they smell like Cheeto and Cheeto dust all at once conveniently, and they spend their time saying the woman is the reason why they're not happy, which is like, damn, I guess fuck your mama.
a sibling, you probably have had this experience.
Tory is also an angry little midget. All right, simmer down. I get that you got black fatigue, but we ain't got to start lumping in my midgets in these conversations, bro. Like, hey, you probably the same height as that motherfucker, so you just as bad and just as small.
Experience where you might have been playing with something that belonged to your sibling, and they didn't care about it when they weren't using it, but when they saw you using it, they made an issue out of it. And
I gotta stop going at Harley. Eventually, she's gonna think, "Oh my God, Leon hates people."
Response probably was something like,
"I'm short. I have to pass. You're disturbing looking.
Why are you upset? You're not even using it anyway." I see a lot of that happening when it comes to the men in these situations that don't tend to believe the victims in these cases. They retort with how hard it is on one side as a response to someone bringing up a valid criticism or a complaint about someone that falls within their demographic, where many male content creators who claim to be impartial have generally leaned towards DDG's side, despite the fact that he openly showed deception by...
This is another one. Oh my God. I told Moro, like, with this DDG shit, if they... I said this not knowing that it already was out in the public. If she got video evidence or like even pictures, he's chopped. And what did I see about 3 hours later? This motherfucker got bruises all over her arm. I'm like, oh, he's cooked. He's cooked. You know what's crazy? When I saw that, I immediately thought to myself, you know what, DDG? Just go ahead and pull an Anthony Edwards, bro. Just go ahead, pay the fucking however many millions of dollars for the 18 years of child support. Just go ahead, cap it at that, bro. Fucking Anthony Edwards pulled the most Negro shit possible. He paid 18 years of child support off the rip. He said, you fucked that up, that's on you. I'm done. That's some, if I got money, I'm doing that ass shit. And you know what? More power to him. Oh, but fathers are supposed to be in the homes. But y'all the same motherfuckers that be like, oh, women trap motherfuckers with babies. And then y'all get mad when motherfuckers don't want to be in a kid life. But fathers not in the homes. And that caused this, that, and the third. Y'all don't know what y'all want. Y'all just all want to say shit and hope that your outcome is the only outcome to exist. Shameful.
By pretending as if he found out he had a restraining order against him on Aiden Ross's live stream, completely ignoring the fact that you wouldn't find out on social media if you had a restraining order against you. You would have already been served before social media ever found out. Pretending like TMZ got knowledge that you had a restraining order against you before you is the funniest shit in the world, and the internet ate it up. Eager to vouch.
I ain't gonna lie, I did see motherfuckers. It's bad that he found out on Aiden Ross live stream. That y'all, I gotta pause this shit. Y'all ever notice like there's certain conversations where maybe it would be like better if it was in like a debate format or like a bunch like Anton Daniels. You know how that motherfucker does like a 8-man panel? See, I can't do that shit. If I hear like 3 motherfuckers be like, you see how corrupt this is against black men? The way that they announced that this man, while he's out in public having fun, getting a restraining order, that's not how that works. It's not how the legal system work. He's gonna know about that shit before he goes out in public. It's literally new to the public. It ain't new to him. But because he gotta keep an image up, he gonna sit there and be like, and it's like, motherfuckers will run with that. And they'll ignore anything that gotta do with logic and the fucking truth. Because LOL, my favorite rapper. And I just gotta sit there like, favorite rapper? And your taste in music is fucking trash. You would start slurring in the panels immediately. Listen, sweetheart, I'm gonna be honest with you. Leon can't do those. Leon can't do those. I just can't. I just, my mind not suited for speaking to 15 different people at once. And like, out of those 15, everybody in that scenario is dumb as fuck except for me. And like maybe 2 other people. And it's like,
for someone they don't even know. And even if there was someone that wanted to retort, oh my God, that's not true in every case, it is. You really think that it would make sense for law enforcement to allow a restraining order, which is a lot of the time hard to get in the first place, but enforce an order like that and then not?
Because, and that's another thing, you need like significant evidence on your side that something happened in order to get that restraining order. You can't just pop up at a courthouse and be like, I want one. You can't. How the fuck did he make that dive? You can't. You need significant shit on your side. And if you ain't got it, you wasting your own fucking time. So I hope motherfuckers understand that before they start running around caping for celebrities and shit.
Notify the person that it's against so that in the event that they did go and have contact with the person, they wouldn't have had a chance to know beforehand. Are you crazy? Despite how in all these cases, everyone involved has made public violent threats against others, the consensus of many is that as long as I am married to the idea that you are innocent, you validate my inaction.
Tory Lanez. Yes, Tory Lanez. Is he famous? Well, he must have been. He was fucking around with Meg.
Give me a reason to not do anything. You give me a reason to not change. Believing that Chris Brown and Tory Lanez and Diddy and
that's that shit that y'all think women can just wake up and do. Like, oh, I could just go to the court and put a restraint. No, you need something on your side to get that approved. And if you ain't got it, you wasted everybody's fucking time. And she had it.
Every single other guy who has an allegation presented against them is exonerated in your mind before you've even seen anything. Despite the fact that you have public example of them being violent towards men in the past, gives you reason to change nothing, gives you reason to alter no part of your life. Because it's not about me not caring about women. It's not about that. I also don't care about men. I don't care about anything. I just don't want to be bothered. I don't want to be forced to have to change what I'm comfortable with. I don't want to grow out of what's historically been serving me. If there is a path to creating a space for people to receive genuine justice and to be protected in the future against people that happen to fall within my demographic, I'm not trying to hear it if it requires or demands me start tearing away some of the foundations that serve me. And that goes for women too. There are plenty of women, generally traditional, that despite its objectification, misogyny creates a shelter for them. To give any credit to the fact that men have historically and are currently the most violent creatures on the planet directly conflicts with the safe space you've created in your mind that demands absolutely nothing from you. It makes me think of the free Chris Brown and the save DDG and the free Tory Lanez and the Diddy did nothing wrong, she's a grown woman type slogans would still exist.
Diddy did nothing wrong. Probably the most like outlandishly hilarious fucking slogan ever. Y'all know they got people getting paid $20 an hour to wear free Diddy shirts outside the courthouse? Nasty work. Y'all money can't be that dry. Y'all niggas can't be that dry. Like, what the hell?
Even if there were video evidence, which in some of these cases there.
My cousin's dad heard me say what the hell like on Monday, and he got mad. He told me, why aren't you saying what the helly? And I immediately wanted to slap the fuck out that man. Like, you are 50 years old. Why do you even know about that?
Actually is. It wouldn't even matter because it's not about Diddy. You don't care if Tory's free. You don't care if DDG's okay and him and his family and his son get reunited. You don't care if Chris Brown comes back to the States. You don't care about Lil Wayne. You don't care about none of these people. What you're really saying is free you. This isn't about them. This is about you. Freeing them frees you.
I ain't gonna lie, freeing them don't do shit for me. Hold on, I don't want to watch a Drake compilation. What the fuck is that? Milkman. I don't want to watch FD Signified talk about how a pointless sports debate turned into interracial dating. Fucking listen, I told y'all this like a couple days ago. We are so divided as a fucking country the easiest ways possible. What do you mean a conversation about a basketball foul on the court has turned into a topic about interracial dating? And I'm not saying that's FD's fault. The two motherfuckers on the screen, like in the corner, in the right corner, RG3 and Ryan Clark, somehow a conversation about two basketball players, these two are football players, a conversation about two basketball players and a call on the court turned into a topic about interracial dating. I'm devastated. I'm devastated. We are so divided, it ain't even funny no more. It's scary. Hold on, I'm blowing my nose. Oh, yeah, that's how you crack a snot bubble. That shit's dreamy. Hold on, I'm gonna do it again. Oh, 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 oh. All Ryan Clark fault with that one? No, it ain't. No, it ain't. It's both their fault. They both took this conversation so far to the left, there's no way to get it back to where it was supposed to be about. I even think Ryan Clark made some fucking statement. I'm speaking on behalf of my family and all this. I'm like, what? Who give a fuck? This was about basketball. I was hurt. What the fuck is this on the left side of the screen? I prefer white women. And why the fuck am I seeing Jimmy goddamn Butler? Where's the correlation? There was none. These motherfuckers saw a basketball play and immediately turned it into race relations, which then devolved further into interracial dating because RG3 has a white wife, and because he has a white wife, he doesn't understand like the correlations and emotions of black women in the moment. And I'm just sitting here like, what? How did y'all? I'm actually impressed. How did y'all do that? How did y'all do that? Who's the It's Over vid? I don't know and I don't care. Ryan Clark was the one to bring up his white wife. RG3 was the one to bring up that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark because she's white. So again, I'm going to say it. They're both at fault. They both devolved this conversation into the dumbest ways under the sun. And I will not subjugate myself to figure out. I like FD. I like FD Signify, but I'm not watching that. I'm not watching that. Because it's so fucking stupid. Like that should be motherfuckers' wake up call. That no matter what, we always going to be divided. There will be no peace. There will be no unity as long as there's something. The smallest, that is literally the smallest thing ever that I've seen get turned into interracial dating topic. It was already bad enough that it's a black woman and a white woman. These motherfuckers took the conversation away from both of these women to say, fuck it, let's talk about our own lives. But what is this? The NBA has a cornball problem? All right, what's this?
From Zion's seemingly incurable addiction to let's just call them augmented assets to job.
You know it's crazy. You know what's crazy about Zion? You know what's crazy about Lil Zion? Now, I'm gonna play that part again. I'm gonna play that part again.
From Zion's seemingly incurable addiction to.
I want you all to meet, for those of you who don't know or don't watch basketball, Zion Williamson. He is a small forward for the basketball team New Orleans Pelicans. He is someone who, hasn't really put forth his full potential, and that's due to injuries and his weight fluctuating and all these different things. And he's also got a track record of dating individuals whom you could only date if you was that horny and you had a significant amount of money.
To let's just call them augment.
For example. Now, I can't show you like any other video of this woman in particular because she's a very explicit human. But from what you see, clearly, she is a part of the, what I have been told is called the BBL Bandit Brigade. That don't look good. Yeah, it looked like it hurt. It looked like it hurt. Y'all want to see another one that looked like it hurt? I'm deviating so bad right now. I'm deviating 50 degrees from Sunday right now. But I saw something the other day. Boy, when I tell y'all, it looked like it hurt. I saw this shit and I was like, no. What do you, no. You gotta see it, bro. You gotta see this, bro. I wonder if there's a video. I mean, there's probably, but I just have to find it. I just have to find it. Oh, did it get taken down? I refuse to believe this reality. Bros. Look at this. Like, look at this. This shit look like it hurt. This shit look like it hurt. It looked like it hurt. Look at it. It looked like it hurt. It looked like it hurts, bro. More power to you. That's what you do with your body. It looked like it hurt. It looks like it hurts. I can't tell nobody what to do with their body. It looked like it hurt. It looked like it hurt. It looked like with every step, you feel that. Gotta be AI. I hope she's doing okay. Hey, fuck. But hey, ladies, I'ma never tell y'all can't do nothing with y'all bodies. Those are y'all bodies. Do whatever you see fit to make yourself look good. Do whatever you see fit. She installed mods past the slider limit. Trying to look like a Pixar model. I mean, she succeeded. And she not the only one, because oh my God, look at that. You see, look where my cursor is. Look at that ratio. Look at the ass to leg. Look at that. Look at that. Oh God. And then what is that? What is that hump? What is that hump right there? No. What is this hump right here? It looked like it got a dent. Oh. It looked like it got a dent. Oh no. I'm telling you, that has to be the back alley injections. But you know what's crazy about him right there? Yesterday, we found out some very interesting shit. A woman accused New Orleans Pelicans forward Zion Williamson. Oh, wow. Nice job. Nice job, me. Let's go ahead and put this over here. A woman accused the New Orleans Pelicans forward Zion Williamson of rape, in addition to sexual, physical, emotional, and financial abuse over the span of a multi-year relationship, according to a lawsuit. The woman, who is identified as Jane Doe, accuses Williamson of a continuing pattern of abusive, controlling, and threatening behavior over the course of a relationship that started during Williamson's freshman year at Duke and lasted from 2018 to 2023. Oh, God! Leon, what the fuck is that thumbnail? You talking about mine? Motherfucker said this is what happens when you get pregnant from anal. You talking about my thumbnail? I ain't gonna lie to you. I forgot what I had as the thumbnail for this. Hold on. Now I'm curious. Yes, yours. Oh God, what did I do? I forgot I did that. How you let that go on for 5 years? Janet, don't do that. Janet, don't do that. Never do that. Never do that. Is that Kamala Harris? All right, bro. Didn't you just rant about Nickelodeon feet the other day? Yeah, but that's Meg Thee Stallion. San Antonio Spurs fan. Fuck the Spurs. I say fuck the Spurs because they're not as dominant as they used to be. I want that old school Spurs basketball back. That'll let me know that the NBA is back in full force. When the Spurs get back to being the Spurs, that's when I'm going to be a fan of them again. Knicks in 7? I mean, don't they got to win tomorrow? Or today? When's the game? When's the game? Is the game today? Oh, it is today. Yay! Well, we got to find the fuck out. We got to find the fuck out if they really like that or not. But back to Zion. I want to know, was it her? Did she phone it in? In addition to the rape allegations, the lawsuit details accusations of strangulation with such force that she reasonably feared for her life and eventually lost consciousness multiple times. The woman also accuses Williamson of entering her apartment without consent and stealing her belongings. The lawsuit accuses Williamson of threatening to kill the woman and her family members multiple times. This gonna have to be some shit you prove. Cause Zion could be like this. He also could not. And if he's not like this, ooh, he better counter sue. Ooh. The attorneys say that Williamson and the woman had a consensual and casual relationship that ended years ago, and that at no point during or immediately after the relationship did the plaintiff raise any concerns. They added that Williamson had reported the woman's extortion attempts to law enforcement and that he plans to file a counterclaim. Oh, there you go. While these allegations are false, we recognize the seriousness of the claims and welcome the opportunity to prove the truth in court. We are confident that the legal process will expose the truth and fully vindicate Mr. Williamson. Fuck, I hope so, because after he deal with this rape investigation, we got to worry about his rape investigation of the fucking Pelicans and their money, because he been fucking them dry for years. Oh, this is a very serious case as reflected in the allegations in the complaint, which are pretty detailed. Genuinely looking forward to her day in court when she can tell a jury of her peers what happened and seek justice. All right. This is one of them ones where I'm going to have to tread lightly. And they're going to have to do an investigation. Because I'm not about to fully say he did or didn't. I'm going to say take it to court. That way, we could get to the bottom of it. We could discover the truth. And if he did it, fuck him. If he didn't do it, countersue the bitch. If he did it, lock him up. If he didn't do it, countersue the bitch. Because I think by now, everybody should understand you should never put your eggs fully in one basket. Because you've witnessed many people do it and many people not respond once, they kind of fuck that up. And they don't answer anybody's fucking question about, hey, didn't you say this? All right, but back to this.
From augmented assets to Ja Morant's compulsion to cosplay the subject of the newest Trap Lord Ross video to Jason Tatum. That's it. I mean, Tatum is a punchline in himself, is he not? Point is, long gone are the days of the NBA's best maxing out their aura stat to the point that once Bron and Steph have hung up their Nikes for good and called it a career, the league may for the first time since, probably Magic, be lacking for a black American ball player to build its branding around. Now,
I paused it at a very significant point. I feel like he's going to name somebody, and wouldn't that somebody maybe be, I don't know, Anthony Edwards? Anthony Edwards could be that cool card that we looking for to make shit go good for the NBA. Could be Shea. Shea could get in on the action on that. Come on, we worried about 3 dudes, or necessarily 2. Like we worried about 2 dudes, bro. We can handle that. It ain't gotta be just about Zion. I don't even know why we still hoping Zion turned out to be like the face of the NBA. It's over with. Anybody that's watched and seen this shit show knows that Zion had his chance, and because he got injured 15th amount of times, it's over for him. They done moved on from that fucking subject. Now it's all about Shea and Alex Caruso and motherfucking Anthony Edwards. And Ja Morant could still be in that category. But fuck. We at least give up on Zion.
It's not me saying it's an inherently bad thing.
Zion a bust? You ain't gotta make that statement to me. I said he was a bust 2 years ago. And I got Pelicans fans running around me like, no, he's not. Then why is he giving y'all any fucking layer of success? Any that's worth a damn. Cause wasn't he in like a playoff game or a play-in game and then he couldn't play? The man's a bust. And I remember seeing people say, oh, he's not a bust yet because his career's not over. Man, fuck all that. Greg Oden was a bust. But that's because of injury. Fucking Kwame Brown was a bust. The fuck? Y'all gotta stop. I get that might be y'all favorite player. I get that y'all wanted to build y'all fucking franchise around that. I get that y'all had blind hope that Cooper Flagg was gonna end up being another fucking New Orleans Pelican that they then fucking got out of obscurity and then wasted about 7 years of that motherfucker's career just for him to go somewhere else and ball the fuck out. But fuck, bro.
Especially considering the league's campaign of global domination over the past decade or two. But I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of weird to me that in a time in which the league's presentation is as black as it's ever been, that the three biggest cases for face of the league, especially, considering the whole lack of ratings thing, are all European.
No. Wait, no. Why are you intentionally leaving out Anthony Edwards? Why are you leaving out Shea? Like, why? Wait, whoa, why are you doing this? We're not about to sit here and act like these motherfuckers on all these sports channels wasn't desperate to try to make Anthony Edwards the face of the league. We not gonna do that. Whoa, he losing me. Now look, and also, why are we trying our damnedest to shit on Jokic and Antetokounmpo? Champions, MVPs. If you was having a conversation about who could be the face of the league, these two would be strong fucking candidates, especially Jokic. What the fuck?
Two of which are white, and one doesn't even want to be here any time of the year that he doesn't have to put a ball in the hoop. I mean, I can't blame him, not gonna lie. But why though? What if I told you that I spent my high school years in pretty close proximity to a lot of prospective pro ballers and saw up close how corny most of these niggas actually are, but more importantly, that I saw and I know why they are. Well, you probably say that I went to private school, and yes, I did, but shut up, we ain't get to that part yet. I'm assuming that if you're watching this, you're already at least semi-familiar with AAU culture, or at least you're aware of it. I talked about this in the street ball video that I've either already done or am doing, depending on how I chop it up, but the two biggest gripes a lot of high school coaches have with AAU ball is that they don't actually teach you how to play ball. Like, remember how when LaMelo was coming out, and one of the biggest knocks on him was that his game was basically just one long highlight tape? Yeah, that's AAU games in a nutshell, and there's
yeah, them AAU games. Not really the antithesis of how these niggas supposed to be balling.
Like 5 of them in a week, or really a weekend most times. That's the other knock, is that basically from the end of the high school season until the end of July, you're just traveling cross country on what's basically a 6-month-long tryout for insert Power 5 program here. So then what time really do you have to socialize with anybody who isn't on the team bus already, let alone of the fair sex for that matter? This doesn't even get into the whole prep to pro pipeline thing that's as old as probably the league itself. That said, if we're just going back like the last 10 years or so, none of the first overall picks from any of those drafts graduated from a public high school, with Fultz and Paolo attending all boys schools. Most importantly, every one of those 10...
They're eating the dogs.
Why are you eating the dogs? And how come I can't see that on my fucking chat thing? God damn it.
Alma maters is known, if not nationally, then at least locally as basketball powerhouses. Point being, the whole point of going to these schools for a lot of folk isn't really for that, traditional high school experience. It's just to get your name.
Just want to say I'm too scared and lazy. I'm too scared and lazy, what you said I might be yesterday. I'm at home, me cleaning the kitchen. I'm trying to be a wifey. Are you even married? First of all, I appreciate the $4.99. Are you even married for you to be sitting there saying I'm trying to be a wifey? If you trying to be a wifey and you ain't even got no husband or no boyfriend that's willing to dick you down on your freshly bleached floor, then you just taking care of your fucking house. No. Congratulations on your spring cleaning. The summertime is waiting for you.
In the paper, really.
I'm working on it. Yeah, I bet you are. Do you go outside? No. Do you socialize? No. Do you hang out with people? No. Nerd. She's married to the job. I mean, that's beautiful. Make your money, sister. Take it easy, Leon. What? I'm stating the truth. You know what? Fuck this. I'm becoming a red pill dating channel. No, I'm not.
Like, again, I should know I went to one of these schools and nothing got funded besides the basketball team. Well, that's because
I can attest there are, for years, private schools will take that tuition money and they will just fund the sports and the sports only. And when I mean the sports, I mean the only fucking sports that like are worth a damn. So if you go to a private school and your basketball team lit, good chunk of that tuition money gone to that basketball fucking team. If you fucking if you go to a private school and the antithesis of your fucking private school is the football team, good majority of that tuition is going to that fucking football team.
The only reason why folks send their kids to that school is so that
I was planning on going to a cafe that I haven't visited in a damn month. Oh, is your lover working at the cafe? And we sitting here saying cafe. We know damn well you just go to Starbucks. Motherfucker.
they could go to school without having to worry about niggas bringing guns because they brought knives instead. That's the other part, though. Unlike my school, most of the schools, from what I could gather, are predominantly white and affluent. So,
what is? Oh, please! Oh, please! Please don't! 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 Please! 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 Can we not? Can we not do the thing where it's like the reason these motherfuckers are cornballs is because they dating white women? Can we not do that? Can we not?
The polar opposite of many pro prospects. Again, the school I went to, like, I don't know, 8 or 9 out of the 10 ballers, well, I guess 12, whatever, man, y'all know what I'm saying. The vast majority of folk that were on the team were at the school on scholarship, and they had been getting recruited to that school and others from at least like 6th or 7th grade, maybe even earlier. This isn't to say that if you went to private school, then you're condemned to cornballing. Like, trust me, Catholic schoolgirls are everything that movies say they are, the white ones especially, and they're not gonna let you
it's sluts.
Go that route. If you know, you know. But the point is, a lot of these kids are being plucked from the communities that raised them as soon as they show a smidge of potential, and they're then being shoved into predominantly white and predominantly affluent environments that are now so alien to them it might as well be indoor. So you either go in the shell shot or you adapt to the environment. In other words, you hang with rich white folks who, again, are disconnected from the reality of the world that most average Dick and James like you and I live in. And in the case of kids like Bronny, or if we want to stretch this in the NFL, Saquon, that world is not even alien to them because this is the environment that they grew up in. This is who and what they've been around for most of their lives. Rich white kids, and thereby rich white girls. Now, before we go any further, my point isn't to say there's anything inherently wrong with interracial dating. I mean, that is, unless you intentionally and exclusively date out of race, or you make dating out of race a core component of your personality.
Yeah, you niggas are lame. If you wake up and be like, oh, I can't wait to fucking hang around the white women. It's like, man, more power to you, but go to hell.
But the prevalence of mixed race relationships, primarily black male, white female ones in pro sports leagues, isn't just a preference thing, if you ask me, but it's a product of socialization, and that would further support my point. A lot of these boys, quite frankly, don't know how to talk to a black girl, even if they wanted to.
Chris, what are you doing right now? Could you indulge me for just like a short period of time? Because you watch basketball. I'm making a drastic assumption. I'm making like a drastic assumption. Because you are a Bills fan. So it's like, do you? Okay, this sounds like a person. It sounds like a personal with the individual basketball players are not in the NBA. No, I haven't watched in years other than college when I was in college. Isn't it just like talking to another person? I think y'all all didn't hear what I just fucking heard. So we gonna play this again.
Of your personality, Donald Glover has entered the chat. But the prevalence of mixed race relationships, primarily black male, white female ones in pro sports leagues, isn't just a preference thing, if you ask me, but it's a product of socialization, and that would further support my point. A lot of these boys, quite frankly, don't know how to talk to a black girl, even if they wanted to. Let's keep it buck.
We don't know these people. We are watching them for about an hour, maybe 2, as they dribble a basketball on a court. And I get, Like, me personally, I get what it means to lose your money on parlays and you get mad at these fucking athletes. But how the fuck did we go from that to, a lot of y'all don't know how to talk to a black woman. Do you know these people? Like, that's my one thing. If you know these motherfuckers personally, then sure. But if you just watching from the same spot I'm watching from, the fuck does that matter?
Because they've never had to. Because there's always, matter of fact, most definitely.
And what a way to just shit on all these motherfuckers and their ability to work hard, get an opportunity, like, as kids, and then get that opportunity expanded upon, going to college, and then fulfilling their fucking dream in the fucking NBA. Some of these motherfuckers you showing are fighting to be in the finals, or they are currently waiting for the opposition to meet them in the finals. What the fuck?
There's always been a more than willing Becky. Just
how are we able to assume this based on how they run, how they hit a three? Well, if y'all see any of these Karl Anthony Towns highlights, you might think that boy is a little zesty. But I assure you, if I see Karl Anthony Towns in this fucking video at any point, I'm gonna be livid. Cause Karl Anthony Towns, that motherfucker is dating Jordan Woods. I think he married to her, or if not, engaged. And I'm like, ugh, God damn, how he pulled her.
That's waiting to be bagged by them. I've talked about this several times in my longer videos, but black girls just can't afford to be as careless as others with whom they date and or mess around with. Because if/when things go sideways, nobody is coming to play white knight to their damsel in distress.
I can't fucking tell if you look at TikTok.
I don't know, their brother and or father that they don't want to get into any more trouble because he's still on probation, or I mean just because he's black. Y'all should know how this works by now. And if you don't believe me, go look up how much more likely it is for black women to experience SA or domestic abuse than it is for white women, because I'm tired of repeating that stat, and I know Clarence is tired of pulling it up and posting it. Point is, generally speaking, in my general experience, bagging a black girl is a little more intensive than bagging.
Your experience is yours. And I'm not about to sit here and tell you your experience in this world is invalid. What I am about to tell you is your experience is not the only experience in the world. And for you to invalidate these motherfuckers in a way that make no sense, it's just like, I'm confused by you.
Bagging a Becky. And admittedly, that is anecdotal, but this whole video is, so whatever. I'm sticking to the theme, man. Again, my point isn't to say that there's anything inherently wrong with black men being attracted to white women. I mean,
Good.
Bryce Dallas Howard is right there. But it's to make the point that these kids who otherwise would have an average Joe's upbringing are largely being socialized in.
And wait, what the fuck? Wait, why are we throwing Zion in it? Zion is dating porn stars. Zion, wait a minute, and they were all black. And he got one of them pregnant. He got a black porn star pregnant. What the hell? That's like the one. Zion is the one motherfucker who's a cornball, but he's a cornball not because of white women. He's a cornball because he can't control his dick.
In environments that are worlds away from NPCs like you.
And what the fuck being in a white environment got to do with you fucking porn stars? Wait a minute. I don't like this part. I'm cool with you throwing all these other motherfuckers in the mix because they at least helping the point you trying to make. But Zion is like the worst one. Also, I took it down. Hold on, let me pull it back up. Fuck, there's cornballs, and then there's motherfuckers who get accused of rape. So fuck.
You and I. They quite literally lack the ability to connect with the bulk of their league's fan base, on top of never really having to learn to, because they are ball players after all. There's a line of people going around the block bearing gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh from the time that they pick up a basketball, pretty much. I did a very badly produced video a while ago about how and why Gen Z became the most undateable generation, and a big part of that is the death of third places combined with the rise of social media as a primary means of socialization. Matter of fact, the only means of socialization for a lot of folk in a post-COVID world, or at least post-COVID lockdown world. This winds up stunting the interpersonal skills of a lot of Zoomers, and that's not just angry millennial talk either. That's literally the most requested form of job training most of y'all who work have. somebody to teach y'all how to have a conversation with other folk in person without either pissing on yourself or throwing a temper tantrum when they disagree with you. So when you add on top of that, literally being pulled out of community to be dragged across the country to spend the summer shooting your college recruitment tape before then spending the school year pretty much doing the same while the school and its boosters glazes you like a honey-baked ham, is a recipe to breed some of the most socially awkward humans who exist this side of MCU enthusiasts.
I have like one general problem with this video. Does he know these motherfuckers? Like, that's my one thing. Like, that's my only thing. Do you know these motherfuckers? You are sitting miles away from each one of these individuals, and I don't want to know where he lives. You could be states away from each one of these individuals, and you're calling them socially awkward based off of what? Them training to play basketball, them going to like these AAU summer camps, them going to all these different colleges away from community because you want them to follow suit with, I guess, what Shiloh Sanders did and Shador, just like go to HBCU and then dip to go to Colorado. This screams parasocial. It's like, I think I have these people figured out because of their dating preferences. These motherfuckers, with the exception of Zion, fuck that. Because I don't know LaMelo Ball. I don't know Shea. One of these motherfuckers, two of them, Jason Tatum and Saquon, these motherfuckers are in like happy relationships. That's not saying like if they was dating a black bitch, they would be miserable. That's to say, why the fuck are we calling motherfuckers cornballs while they sitting there happy enjoying their life? Like, what?
What I'm saying is, low-key, a lot of these young boys literally don't know how to talk to folk, let alone talk to women.
How do you know this? How do you know this?
Not a guarantee that they won't get rejected because they've never had the time to develop that.
And what do you mean getting rejected? Two of these motherfuckers, Jason Tatum, Saquon Barkley, are married. They don't need to talk to no other women because that's cheating. And you should only be cheating on women like Janet.
That skill, and so they avoid it. So now you combine that with more hormones in a meatpacking plant and the fact that overnight these kids are handed more money than they might have known existed. Where exactly do you think that first post-draft DM is going to go? Don't get it twisted. There's a mutual understanding most times that a lot of these relationships are largely transactional that you see on the interwebs. That's what it's been for as long as there have been.
Also, how dare you, Leon? It's a small women-owned business. Yeah, bro. Most people like to call Starbucks something else. Leave Janet. Fine. I'll leave Janet alone. God.
Ballers, and as long as there have been baddies willing to bang a baller for a bag. There's literally whole websites dedicated to coaching folk up on how to bag any particular baller in question. It's just that as our collective private lives have gotten more and more public, what was once done in the dark is now done before an audience, making the issue seem a lot bigger than it actually is, in my opinion. Again, it's just that these days...
You say that, but you've dedicated 20 minutes and 27 seconds to calling motherfuckers cornballs because they're not dating women that you want them to date. What the fuck are we talking about right now?
There seems to be a market for the dirt, or more accurately, there's kind of always been a market. It's just that combination of shame and NDAs kind of kept the side chick society from spilling the beans, and then Superhead happened. Okay, so put y'all's grown folks' ears on for a minute. It's been like 20 years now, but for y'all who, for whatever reason, don't know who Superhead is, who I'll call by her government from here on out because I want this video to stay monetized, she is probably, even to this day, the most famous video vixen to come out of that era of hip-hop, despite doing it for less than a year. If you don't, for whatever reason, know what a video vixen is, literally whole videos have been made about the topic, so I won't dwell, but I guess...
This guy is very weird to say this is an NBA problem. Yeah, I don't know how we translated from... You motherfuckers are dating outside your race. That must mean you can't talk to black women. That also must mean you socially awkward. That also must mean, like, yeah, you talented, but fuck it. We now talking about Superhead, which is crazy.
Imagine any one of Meg, Cardi, or Nicki without the bars. So Ice Spice, basically. Corinne's notoriety didn't really come
now we back to agreeing because Ice Spice ain't got no bars.
From anything she did on camera, though. Or at least nothing she did on camera that could be shown in polite company. How do I put this?
She's a porn star.
So think of it like this. Corinne walked so that Tiana Trump could run. I'll keep it at that. Jesus Christ, this video ain't gonna make no money, man. I swear. In other words, I can promise you that whatever it is that keeps you coming back to your girl, or whatever you're doing to keep him, you got that from Corinne. Yeah, so she deserves more than her flowers. That said, Corinne is a pioneer in a lot more ways than just that she'll never get credit for, because I mean, she is Superhead after all. And I do plan on giving her own video sometime in the future. But if you really think about it, she in a lot of ways is responsible for the way that women move in and around hip hop, primarily, the unsigned talent, if you will. On top of being the spark for what was low-key kind of a proto Me Too movement in hip hop culture at the time, it's hard for me to see a timeline where stuff like Shade Room and Blably, even, those rap blogs like Say Cheese and Trap House that are all run out of, a call center in Mumbai somewhere, let alone things like Basketball Wives and its many offshoots existing without confessions of a video vixen coming out first.
Flag on the play, this nigga correlation skills is trash. Courtney, ain't you white? You can't say that word. Ooh, I'm telling. Matter of fact, flag on the play. You thought you could say nigga in front of me? I'm devastated. Hit the cotton field.
Before that book, it wasn't that we didn't know about the casting couch culture within hip-hop, but it had never, to my knowledge at least, been laid so bare, let alone had actual names attached to it. If y'all pay even an iota of attention to hip-hop, then you've noticed how a lot of entertainers tend to run in circles with each other, and as a result, they tend to swap the same groupies and sex workers back and forth. I mean, what else are we gonna call it? It's sex work, dog. The reason is because these women kept their lips as tight as the pair betwixt their hips, is what I'm saying. Thus, keeping the image, and in many cases, the marriages of their, let's just call them friends, clean, many times with some form of compensation. But that's totally not sex work. I wouldn't even think to call it that, guys. A past due bill paid here, a mink coat in the mail there, something to sweeten the pot for being so solid is what I'm saying. Point I'm getting at is, before Confessions, there was little, if any, reason to spill the dirt on your sugar daddy. But then the book dropped, and suddenly, almost overnight, there was an entire dirt dropping industry. Not only was it no longer taboo to discuss your daddy's dick size in public, but the bag you stood to gain by writing a book, or I guess these days going on a podcast or on a reality show to talk about.
There's 7 minutes left in this video. I thought we was talking about the NBA has a cornball problem. Like, I see what he's saying, but what the fuck?
About it was just as, if not bigger, than the one you got for actually doing the dirt to begin with. It used to be that unless you had a baby by dude, you pretty much had no leverage. This is why there's stories from back then of girls sticking turkey basters in the used condoms after the act. And Clarence, I might not be able to pay you this month, dog. What I'm saying is, even with social media, if Corinne hadn't fallen on the sword, no pun intended, then Mariah Mills probably doesn't crash out over a kid 10 years her junior for hitting and quitting. Matter of fact, Ant's baby mother probably leaves her DMs private. Brittany Renner...
You ain't gonna lie, I'm tell y'all this again. Andy L was the coldest motherfucker out the bunch. Andy L was the coldest motherfucker out the bunch. He said, fuck paying child support every other month. You gonna take this shit for the full 18 years and get the fuck from by me and take that kid away from me too. Nasty work, but it's nasty work that I can nod my head to.
Ruby Rose and Jada Waiter would get a collective what, and who cares? My point being, emotionally and socially stunted man children using their clout for coochie isn't new by any stretch. It's just that it's a lot more.
Wait, what the fuck they got? Wait, what the fuck? So, outside of Zion, because Zion in his own mix right now, what Ja Morant got to do with this shit? How did we correlate motherfuckers who put women in these binds, or women putting themselves in this bind by going after these motherfuckers, or however these circumstances go about it? How do we correlate that to the NBA has a cornball problem, and we also tying that to these motherfuckers dating outside their race? And hold on, what? Let me see what you showed me.
If Corinne hadn't fallen on the sword, no pun intended, then Mariah Mills probably doesn't crash out over a kid 10 years her junior for hitting and quitting. Matter of fact, Ant's baby mother probably leaves her
Ant's baby mama was black.
DMs private. Brittany Renner.
2. This is now 3.
Ruby Rose.
4.
Jada Waiter.
5. You just showed me 5 black women. What is the correlation you want me to have here? You said in the first half of this video, you was like, all right, we got a cornball problem. And it stems from these motherfuckers being plucked out of their communities because I guess fuck the parents that's also helping make these decisions too. Because they want their son to make money for themselves and for them as well as the parents. Let's be real, because that's the thing too. And now they don't fucking grow up around black people to where they don't know how to speak to black women. And then you show me 5 black women who then all been put in different type of binds where in some cases motherfuckers blame them. It seems like everybody needs to stay the fuck away from each other if this is the case.
Would get a collective what, and who cares? My point being, emotionally and socially stunted man.
Is it weird that this guy sounds like a chronically online shipper? It's weird that your mind went to that.
Children using their clout for coochie isn't new by any stretch. It's just that it's a lot more public and explicit now, or at least it appears that way. And that's largely thanks to your mom. I mean, Superhead, and that's my one per list. Now, remember how I said celebs tend to move in flocks? You also remember how in past sports videos I talked about how hip-hop and basketball culture pretty much became inextricable by the time AI became the biggest thing in the league? Well, one of the names that came up in Corinne's confessions was none other than the big philanderer himself, Shaquille O'Neal. If the implication isn't clear here, the same baddies bagging some of your favorite rappers are also bagging even more of your favorite hoopers due to the combination of the factors that I just mentioned. Again, I can only imagine what 18-year-old me would have done if I had made $100 million overnight and Jasmine Cashmere was a DM away. I'd have been in that broke 30 for 30 is my point. Now,
so you would have also been a motherfucker who's getting embarrassed in news interviews and in podcasts and online for like, well, I don't know, rape, strangulation, and all the other? Like, that's not good.
Imagine again that you grow up in an environment where the bulk of your socialization is either online or in the context of a single sport that you've basically been groomed to do professionally from the time that you were in like 7th or 8th grade at the latest. And now add on top of that the fact that many, if not most of your relationships within the context of that sport are transactional to some degree. There's a reason why so many ball players don't go to the club anymore is what I'm saying. What are they going to do there? Just stand around and look? Again, I knew a couple.
I mean, they do. Look at James Harden.
Ball players growing up, none of them made the league, but a few did get scholarships to college, and some even wound up playing overseas. And it was always the same song and dance. These kids were the golden calves of their communities. Everybody wanted a reason to say, now don't forget me when you get famous. What I'm saying is they were used to these kinds of transactions by the time they were of legal age. Some could never clock in, others could, but didn't really care enough to worry about it, so long as the transaction was worth it, i.e. if it was sexual. Let's just keep it. But there's a reason you don't see the same type of culture around female ball players for the most part. Well, I mean, there's two reasons. The first is the pay gap, which I mean technically is a product of the second one, which is patriarchy.
Not that this fucking league has not been making a fucking profit for years. Not that. Not that, huh? It's just something else. It's just the patriarchy, bro. Like, it's been done to death that the WNBA doesn't make significant money. And now they have somebody who, like, people give a fuck about enough to where motherfuckers can see a potential profit in the future. But fuck me.
Got it, bitch. All right. Hear me out for a second. Before you click off, why do we expect men of means to pay for pussy?
What? What? This video went in 15 different directions. Like, it's actually impressive, but I'm still focused on like the main part. Like, the NBA has a cornball problem, and you started it bitching about how the face of the league is probably going to end up being either Giannis or Jokic, because I will not stand for Luka being the face of this fucking league.
It's because of patriarchy, dog. Patriarchy says that the relationship between men and women is inherently transactional. Men provide, and in exchange, women provide men with the means to procreate, or at least with the means to perform the act that leads to procreation. That's just how that works, according to patriarchy again. I keep trying to get this across to some of y'all, and y'all are not getting it. Patriarchy isn't just men dad because my baby daddy is a POS, so now I'm going to go pretend to be a stud for the next few years before I find Jesus and then make a bag by writing a book on conversion therapy. And yeah, if that's too specific to be random, it's because it is. I know people, dog. It keeps us all oppressed is what I'm saying. It teaches boys, and by extension, it teaches men that we're worth no more than the money in our pockets at any given time. Y'all think that feminists and SJWs and whatever else is denying you access to manhood, but no, it's all of that red pill BS that y'all keep up in the other browser while you listen to folk like me talk. Like, really?
Maybe fuck all y'all. I heard Andrew Tate got more fucking allegations on his back in another country. It's like, skilless, you loser. But fuck.
Really, what real man could care less about some roided up weirdo on house arrest in Romania has to say about how much of a man they actually are? Literally, the only thing that makes you a man is the fact that you claim manhood. That's it. But so long as we keep telling our boys that all they need to access real manhood is money, you're going to continue to get retired adult actresses and body by visa ambassadors and women old enough to remember where they worked on 9/11, robbing the cradles of niggas who weren't even born at that time. It's not enough to put our boys on game, but we have to give our boys the chance to not even have to play the game to begin with. If you know me, I'm not one of those traditional masculinity is the harbinger of all things bad and bigoted type of people. I mean, I'm very obviously a traditionally masculine presenting man, but that's because I choose to be that. I choose to be the provider in my house. But when I couldn't do that, it didn't make my wife think any less of me. It just meant that I didn't have an excuse to deny her her needs. Let's put it that way. Everything they say about church girls is true. I'll keep it at that. My point is, so long as there's a market for superheads, there will always be a supply of insta baddies willing to fill it. But when we teach our boys that provider isn't a personality to begin with, and that they actually have to develop one outside of that, and in the context of this video, cultivate an environment where they can actually develop said personality, then half the problem is solved right there. You feel me? The other path is banning BBLs, but who really?
I'm with you on that one. We need to ban BBLs immediately.
Who wants that, dog?
Me! Fuck! Did you not see Mariah Mills? She got a dent in her ass. Mariah Mills has a dent in her ass. She has a dent in her ass, and it's like a significant fucking dent. And I'm so devastated. That video was kind of terrible, and it didn't really address the point. It went 15 different ways to say, hey, it's the fault of motherfuckers plucking these black kids out of community. That's the reason why they lusting after the first DM they get of a bitch who's built like Play-Doh. But then also these women coming out and getting BBLs, and they just trying to get a bag off these motherfuckers. It just like, and also something about Saquon Barkley. Also somehow you motherfuckers who are happy in relationships, married with kids, y'all the problem too. Also something about 9/11. I heard that, but my mind was already gone. All right, let's learn. Let's fucking learn about whatever this is.
Kate Dale is a games journalist that I was surprised to find out recently worked on Dragon Age: The Veilguard. Yeah, this game was notorious for its bad quality, but the fact that Laura worked with BioWare at all is astounding to me. Because Laura has had so many public blunders and controversies, onlookers such as me wonder how she has a job in the games industry at all. So let's take a look at maybe one of the worst ever games journalists, Laura Kate Dale.
3, 2, 1.
I first found out who Laura was back when I was a young, bright-eyed optimist, and I decided to check out Jim Sterling's Podquisition
and the patriarchy, right? Like there's something about the patriarchy too. Like it's a bunch of shit I didn't get.
Podcast. And unlike shows that I thought were cool back then, like Screw Attack Side Scrollers or the Co-optional Podcasts, I felt as though there was something off about the Jimquisition. There was just something a bit peculiar about this Laura character.
And it's crotchless, and there is like no mouth opening, no eye opening. There's a zip where the mouth should be. There's tassels and like loops on his back nipples.
Back gimp.
You know, yeah, he's back gimp.
But they aren't just weird and obsessed with lewd content. Laura actually seems to be kind of a bad person. And to be able to properly demonstrate this, there is something first I must inform you of. So you see, this person that we see before us here, Laura is in fact a trans woman that is very autistic.
Oh. Some BBLs look decent though. Now look, we gonna do this again. Mainly because Soul is here. And Soul strikes me as the type of person who would love this shit. It looked like it hurt, bro. I'm sorry. It just looked like it hurt. It looked like it hurt. It looks like it hurts. It looks like it hurts. It looks like it hurts. It just looks like it hurts. It looks like it hurts. It looks like it hurts. I'm sorry. It just looks like it hurts. It looks like it hurts. It looks like it hurts. I'm not crazy here. It looked like it hurt. It's crazy. Now look, if you want to fuck that, cool. More power to you. It still looked like it hurt. You know how motherfuckers get like double surgeries on their fucking bodies? The things some women do. Like, look, again, and I'm saying this again, ladies, do whatever the fuck y'all want with y'all bodies. That's y'all bodies. Is that first one AI? Y'all gotta stop that. That's a real person. Isn't she the chick that need 2 seats on a plane? That's another thing. Y'all be letting these motherfuckers convince y'all that people actually care about that. They're doing that for engagement. They're doing that to post their OnlyFans. Like, stop it. Get some help. Back to this.
And their identity as an autistic trans woman plays a large role in their journalistic works. I know some of you may be going crazy right now, thinking you need to correct me, but as we can observe, Laura Kate Dale has awarded themselves 2 feminine names, and that speaks for itself, doesn't it? But enough of that, let's look at an infamous tale. And first, we must look back to 2013, where Laura was attending the Eurogamer Expo. Here there was a competition played on stage for the chance to win an Xbox, and as it was a male-dominated event, the host would make sure that at least one woman would come up on stage each time the game was played. But when Laura was picked from the crowd, disaster struck as the presenter was confused by Laura's gender, leading to an awkward interaction between the two. So Laura took to Twitter to write about this, claiming to be called by the host he, it, thing, and this one. Microsoft even apologized about this after Kotaku wrote an article about the situation, but this did not appease the Transgender Law Center, and they created a petition asking Xbox to give a real apology. But it came to light that Laura's retelling of the event wasn't quite how it all went down. What?
Ah, this motherfucker as a kid was running around lying? Ah, you supposed to get out of that shit when you growing up, not keep it going.
This, a little update to the article signed off on by Laura and the presenter. It has now been made clear that Frasier didn't refer to Laura as an it, or a thing, or a he. And these claims have now been fully retracted by Laura, and she is sorry for the hurt that it caused.
Worthless bitch. Xbox got enough problems just existing, and y'all doing this shit?
So Laura's a straight up liar, straight up lying for attention, dragging this guy's name without a care for his well-being. She even carried on with her lying and went after the Kotaku journalist, claiming she asked them to never run the story. And despite all of this, Laura was awarded the opportunity to talk about this situation in the Huffington Post. In this article, Laura talks at length about the backlash she received, but notably leaves out the fact that her lies were why it became such a high-profile case. See, Laura's one of these strange people that keeps getting in situations like this, but keeps getting hired. Curious. In fact, even though Laura caused all these troubles for Kotaku in this situation, the next blunder I want to talk about is regarding an article that Laura wrote for Kotaku UK. Of course, it's the infamous Super Smash Bros. Soundtrack contains a disability slur article.
Excuse me? Wait, time, back up. Flag on the play. Of all the games to think that got anything close to a slur, Nintendo? And this article was made in 2019. You think in 2019? You think in 2019 Nintendo is gonna have like a slur tied to their back? What you think this is 2000? You think you think we back in the 99s and the 2000s? I think the fuck not. I think the fuck not.
Let's take a quick listen to the part in question. Nonces all around the world be bobbing their head to this one. So here we have the...
Chill, bro. If I start turning on that Persona music, I'll stop giving a fuck about this whole stream just to fucking talk about this.
The article written by Laura, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Persona 5 DLC.
See, every time I come in here, you talking about another person. I don't know who the fuck this is. Now you know what I'm about to do. Every time you come in here, you always start with me. You always do it. Now you might want to count yourself lucky that I can't fucking see my chat, this motherfucker. You sorry shanty ass motherfucker. Do it? Oh, since you asked. How long? Matter of fact, fuck you. How long you want? How long you want? You want a minute? You want 5? You want 10? What you want? Oh man, God damn, it's 10 in the morning. What the fuck? Why did I don't know. I don't get it.
Includes a disability slur. This is Laura's transcription of the lyrics. Let's go, let's play, retarded. I can say it.
What? And then the bitch putting it with Persona? Like, are you insane?
Round 157, it appears the term is used, and followed up by the assertion that I can say it. And yeah, I guess it does sound like it, but wouldn't you think twice and think that maybe they're just mispronouncing a word like retaliate? Maybe they're misusing a technical word and they're trying to say a term like slow it down. I did realise there is the controversial song from the Black Eyed Peas, and they do use the term as to say, let's get very foolish or stupid in here. But as we now know, this news story is just something that Laura thought that she heard. And it has been theorized that Laura wrote this article to cause issues with Atlas, the developers of Persona 5. This is because she went crazy after the trans representation of another one of their games, Catherine, didn't meet her standards. Oh no, the manual of the game has a fictional...
Don't you ever wonder, like, how motherfuckers wake up and decide to themselves, hey, we love the sensation of just, like, hoping the world is our oyster? Because when I hear a motherfucker say, hey, I'm mad because this game company has royally said, fuck it, and they're going about it in the means of, all right, I'm mad that you didn't give me proper representation. Mind you, I don't know what fucking character they're talking about. Don't you ever just feel like a fucking loser? Don't you ever just feel like a fucking loser? And I'm reminded of how I correctly fought back against motherfuckers who were trying to bully a game developer into doing something that would require a fuck ton amount of work. Why? Because they're too lazy to use the mods and they want accurate representation in a game that came out in 2013. Sick work. Stick work. I believe in that dick work.
Person's dead name in it. In a fit of delirium, she even claimed that this was a trans symbol. And the war rages on. She cannot let it go. Every time Persona does something gay, Laura is there to be the judge on whether it's socially acceptable or not. So it's safe to say Laura is a hack and a liar, and she's also a chronic oversharer.
And is also a horrible representation, yes, I'm talking about Stardew Valley, a horrible representation of my LGBTQ community. Horrible. You should be excommunicated from the community. We should recreate the scene from The Lion King 2, Simba's Pride, and all my gays are lined up, and we sing along and shame you out into the wilderness, back to wherever you live. No longer a part of our tribe of gays and lesbians and trans and queers and bis and asexuals and demisexuals and two. I still never found out what the two is. It took over half the fucking alphabet and then said, fuck it, let's go for the numbers.
How World of Warcraft helped me come out as transgender. Here,
Flag on the play. Excuse me? Excuse me? Huh? I'm genuinely baffled right now. Like, I'm astonished. Cause what?
Laura talks about her MMO addiction and how roleplaying made her realize she was trans. I found a place where I had friends that treated me as female, for better or for worse.
So you found motherfuckers online that you told you were a woman to, and they just believed you because what the fuck else are they gonna do? Say no? I mean, probably. But at that time on the internet, because I'm assuming you was playing World of Warcraft probably around like its first couple years of being around, like nobody cares. It's like, cool, what's up, bro, dude, sis, whatever you want to fucking say, what's up? And these motherfuckers, what?
Found a world where I got complimented on my appearance in game, where people were not scared away by my gender presentation. It's really romanticizing the experience, but Laura also shares in this that they took the role-playing so far that they were basically just catfishing other players.
Wait, what's this highlighted section? Wait. I used pictures of friends from social networks when people asked to see a picture of me. What? To be a fly on the wall or to be a friend of this motherfucker, and you find out, wait, bitch, you was using pictures of me? Oh, hell no. No.
Admitting to finding pictures of their female friends on social media and sharing them with people in-game. Now,
is this not weird? Or do I not know the plight of a trans individual? This is weird. This is fucking weird. This is weird.
I thought this was really weird and kind of a gross thing to do. But tons of the comments for this article are talking about how cool this is and how Second Life turned them gay and stuff. So I'm the asshole, I guess. Let's look at something else. And just a word of warning before we go into this next article, we're stepping into too much information territory knee deep. Laura is an individual that has undergone something that is commonly called bottom surgery. And in reflection upon this experience, she decided to write the piece, A Trans Woman's Penis Bucket List.
please don't show. You know what? Because I don't really trust any of these YouTubers, I have to worry that they're going to just show me something I don't need to see. So allow me to just observe this on my own.
And in said article, Laura details all the experiences she had with her gawk before it got the chop. I'll be honest, I don't have a lot to say about this, but I do want to share this little excerpt with you. Get ready to learn what it's like trying to fit the excitement of a lifetime of ownership into a few short weeks. So what did this entail exactly? So there was always gross scenes on TV and film where someone puts their hand in a box of popcorn on a guy's lap and they find out the penis is in the box of popcorn.
What fucking TV shows was you watching? You was watching porn. Ah, you was watching porn. You watching porn. You was watching porn. PORN. You was watching porn.
That's weird, creepy, and the idea of an unexpected penis in a public setting is uncomfortable. Still, I was curious about the experience, so I found a nice safe way to replicate this at home.
I'm sorry?
I brought a box of popcorn at the cinema, took it home on the bus, and stuck my dick in it at home. The salt was painful. The texture of the popcorn was painful. This was not as sexy as creepy men in media tried to make it seem.
I need y'all to understand, like, this was like something that was read. This motherfucker typed this out. What? Like,
So I'm going to go out on a limb, have a brave take here, and say this probably shouldn't be shared with the public. And it seems as though Laura does agree with me on this because this article isn't actually available on Laura's website anymore. Fortunately, we can see what a lot of Laura's work does look like, and it is just as stereotypically trans game journalist as you could ever imagine. Here's Let's Talk About Birdo, where they express jealousy for Birdo's stealth trans MTF status. Here's Why Gender-Swapped Dream Daddy Art Bothers Me as a Trans Person. Me, Laura Kate Dale. This is a Polygon article about trans representation that Laura wrote, where in one part she fantasizes about the trans status of Link from The Legend of Zelda, writing, Link can buy more women's clothes beyond what they needed to complete the quest in the city. And I totally get behind a trans girl Link who discovers her identity as a result of having to dress as a...
I'm sorry. Maybe one of you motherfuckers who plays this game could tell me, is Link/Zelda trans? Did I skip a step? Because, you know, the only Zelda game I've ever played was Wind Waker, the greatest Zelda game of all time. Is Zelda a man? What? No, Link ain't trans. What the fuck is this motherfucker talking about?
a woman on this quest before buying a...
Hi, Milani. You've been in here for a while, but you frequent the live streams on the main channel, which I'm not doing anymore because it seems like every time I try to do one, the entire shit just crashes. So, welcome to hell in its purest form. Isn't Zelda a princess? I don't fucking know. Link, the Legend of Zelda games suck anyway, with the exception of Wind Waker.
Additional clothing and running off to save the world. This all feels to me like a low-effort parody. In fact, all of this content reads like if you got a low-IQ mouth breather such as Smash JT to satirize trans people in games journalism, this is the sort of thing he'd come up with. Here is the transgender rabbit who got into kinky sex, a Laura K. Buzz expose. Reminder, Rabbit Peach is totally a kinky trans gal. Unfortunately, this article is down as well. I don't think it's been archived. You know, I mentioned before the Gok Chop bucket list being taken down from her website, and this is a common theme for Laura. Although I'm quite familiar with her career, to a point that I should probably reflect upon, still, like any YouTuber worth his salt, I did trawl the Kiwi farms and Reddit to find any little morsels of content to add to this video, and just so much of Laura's work has been taken off the internet. She just gets stuff wrong or writes something embarrassing or stupid so often, meaning that she's taken so much of her own work down. How Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle League 7...
I don't understand how you motherfuckers can't stand on this shit. How do you know it's the best Zelda game when it's the only Zelda game you ever played? Hey, shut the fuck up! You don't... You don't tell me. What? You think Breath of the Wild is the greatest just because it's newer? Fuck you. And Meaden, fuck you too for agreeing. You know why I say it's the best? Because much like you motherfuckers, is my opinion. I don't hear this bullshit when you nerds run around and start crying about I don't fucking know. I'd pay you to play Twilight Princess. Isn't that like the worst one? It's the best because it's the easiest for Leon to play. I agree. Is Twilight Princess on the PlayStation 5? I know it's not. Don't Don't piss me off. Don't piss me off. I know it's not. Oh wait, didn't Twilight Princess come like, I don't know what year they came out.
7 months early. PR.
That's the second best Zelda.
Are not your friends, they will lie to your face. Female perspective VR left me deeply unsettled. NSFW, what we imagine video game vaginas look like. Total Biscuit on dealing with hate. For this one, Kotaku wrote an apology for featuring Total Biscuit in an article for his involvement in Gamergate. And Total Biscuit was outspoken anti-Trump and pro-woman. So this wasn't actually Laura's fault, more just the circles that she moves in are just thin-skinned maniacs. And I started thinking,
bombastic side eye. You can all kiss my ass. You know why? Because I have the greatest takes known to man. For example, Sonic has like the top 5 worst stretch of games, but is top 2 when it comes to video game music. It's the most confusing shit ever. Sonic has a history of shitty ass video games, but some fucking how has like the greatest music. Your gaming takes are terrible. If you want to see a terrible gaming take, you gotta watch that Tim Pool video on Grand Theft Auto 6. That is the worst shit in human existence. I don't fucking care if any of you motherfuckers are fans of Tim Pool. Ain't nothing stopping me from saying that entire video was dog shit. I'm still traumatized by that, and that was 2 years ago.
With some of these self-published articles, maybe I'm being stupid, and Laura takes down their work after a while. But no, I can go all the way back to 2014 and read the Peppa Pig Pasta Shape review still.
You can't make a broad statement and claim superiority. I just did.
So it's safe to unfairly conclude that all of this stuff is shit. And somehow, Laura managed to land work with the Great British Broadcasting Company because of their expertise in the games industry. Here is Laura on the telly discussing the dangers of playing Doki Doki Literature Club. And here she is protesting the same people that got her work.
Sonic games are bad, but it's a weird thing to where it's so bad it's good. Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
Because one article was written that she didn't like.
Back in August of last year, my wife and I made UK news for getting married on a train together.
Oh really? Laura loves trains. The autistic blue-haired games journalist that writes about fictional creatures being trans heckin' loves trains. So much so, her and her beautiful wife got married on one. Just look at this glorious wedding. And I can't help but notice here that Laura's wife has a Laura K. Buzz brand tattoo on their arm. And on the other arm, they have a Jimquisition tattoo as well. Looking into this, the train event wasn't even a legally binding marriage, so technically they didn't even get married on a train. Yet they are on Cameo doing birthday greetings as the couple that got married on a train.
Some people like really do make themselves out to be more famous than what they are, because what the fuck you mean you do, who's the mentally ill trans person that like needs the extra boost of courage that they're looking for the infamous couple that got married on a train and paying them for validation?
Hi Talia, my name's Laura and I'm Jane, and
we're learning about a journalist. Like, what do you mean?
The couple that got married on a train back in August.
Fraud, I say. Sorry, keep it going.
An Avanti West Coast train.
125 miles an hour.
On that Pendolino train. It was meant to be on the Pride Pendolino, and that didn't happen in the end. But we had our wedding on a train. We're here to wish you a happy birthday. We're here, it's your birthday in January, and we just want to wish you a really happy day, and we hope you have a lovely one.
Happy birthday!
And thank you for thinking our gay wedding on a train was cool. Trains are good.
Trains are good.
Here's Laura doing a guest speaker spot at a university. Unfortunately, we don't get any other angles than this. So although she answers questions at the end from the audience, my headcanon is that she's speaking to an empty room. And look, we've had a bit of a laugh looking at some...
What is the thumbnail that's creeping me out? It's Megan Thee Stallion on and her big feet. Oh, God. I need to be stopped. I need to be housed. That's the problem.
The work. I'm going to try my hands at a bit of a serious critique now, so bear with me. Laura is so giga autistic that despite them being a high-functioning professional, she cannot comprehend subtextual clues.
Carl, shut the fuck up. Carl, shut the fuck up. Carl, get out of here. You down bad. How am I down bad? The bitch feet big. God damn. The bitch feet are big. That bitch feet are big. And I mean big. That bitch feet big. Huge. Her fucking feet are huge. And look, mine are huge too. I wear a size 12. So you know what that means. What the fuck? When she says 10 toes, oh my God, fuck y'all. Every day I wake up and understand that you motherfuckers are evil. But Leon trying to get a new kind of audience. I mean, it could work. You motherfuckers run around like feet, creepy looking. Every motherfucker that I know likes feet is a creepy looking motherfucker. Her toes look like they could write. Is nasty work. But
so we have
jump scare. Because all right, I'm done with that. I'm done with that other one. I lost interest. I lost interest because it's like, all right, this is motherfucker. All the juicy shit happened at like the first half of the video. Now, in case you all didn't know, Harry Potter's been race swapped. Ooh, we're all doomed. A fictional character's been race swapped. How could we ever hope to exist? And this is going to explain why.
We have yet another
or explain his gripes with it. Are you ready, kids? I'm concerned. Why? Because it's a white guy alert.
So we have yet another race swap of a beloved character, and nowadays this is just becoming normal.
You serious?
Before we get into it, if you want to help out the channel, maybe consider subscribing or supporting me over on Patreon. So
neither one of these things are gonna happen, at least on my part.
This is the new cast for the Harry Potter TV
And why the fuck do you need a Patreon? What are you doing that's so exclusive?
show that has a lot of people annoyed. Yeah, I've watched the Harry Potter movies. I wouldn't really consider myself a big fan of it or anything, but I do believe that it should be respected. And what's going on here is the absolute opposite of respect. So yeah, this looks pretty normal, right? The cast of Harry Potter. Oh wait, there's a random black guy playing a character who's clearly white. Oh yeah, and look, it's the three main people of Harry Potter. But where's Hermione?
Isn't Hermione the girl? Isn't the girl supposed to be Hermione? Don't tell me the dude with the red head is Hermione. That'd be funny. Please don't do this. Please don't make me do this.
Hermione's white. Where is she in this image? Oh wait, that black person is Hermione.
Now look, I see color, but they got light skins that's more black than her. They got like actual light skins that are way more black than her. What? What? You fighting for it with this one?
Hermione. Hermione's white. Where is she in this image? Oh wait, that black person is Hermione. And before you come at me complaining about how there was no race described exactly in the book, these same people said the same about Snape, and it's just not true, as you can see on the screen right now. It's bad enough that Snape isn't white, but they've also race swapped Hermione, which shouldn't be, and it's just not true.
Hagrid, you know what to tell you? It's an illustration by J.K. Rowling. Since you're using this, didn't J.K. Rowling tweet about how like anybody could have been Hermione? You know what? Twitter, you've assisted me in many other cases. Assist me once again, because I know this is where we all get our information. Canon, brown eyes, frizzy hair, a very clever white skin was never specified. Rowling loves black Hermione. Because apparently this isn't the first time black Hermione was a fucking topic. Anybody could be these fucking fictional ass fucking characters. But LOL.
As you can see on the screen right now, it's bad enough that Snape isn't white, but they've also race swapped Hermione, which shouldn't be played down or ignored. And as I said, as somebody who's not even a big fan of Harry Potter, I can see that.
Then why do you care? If you're not a fan of Harry Potter, why do you care? Worry about whatever the fuck Marvel doing. Like, if you listen, every fucking time, motherfuckers say they don't care, what do? Give you dedicated amounts of time to care.
This is absolute bullcrap. And like we've seen with the recent Fantastic Four and Ironheart, people don't want to see race-swapped versions of their favourite characters. Nobody wants to watch Fantastic Four with Mr. Mexico, Pedro Pascal. And nobody's going to...
I don't know about that one. There's a lot of people excited for that.
...want to watch fake Harry Potter when most of the main characters are black now. And this leads me to my problem with...
Most? Bitch, you got two. Wait. Let me see. Bitch, two! Well, really, one! Bitch, you called two of them when in reality is one! I'm devastated.
...with Black Snape, but you don't have a problem with just another character being race swapped. Why? Is it because it's a kid actor? Because I've seen that argument saying, don't attack these kids just because they're race swapped. You're in Harry Potter. People have free speech. They can say whatever the hell they want about you, especially...
If y'all bother children, if y'all go at these children, if y'all spend y'all time hating on these kids for being actors, boy, y'all never beaten that loser incel, why the fuck do we even bother with you motherfucker ass accusations? Y'all never beaten that shit. Y'all never beaten that shit. If they got motherfuckers who are weird enough to complain at a child, y'all never beaten them allegations. Never. You hear me? You're never beating them allegations.
Especially when you're in some massive TV show playing a very beloved character. So
get this muggle off us.
No, this is not fine. It's not something to be ignored. And if you're doing that, then you're letting them win. If you come over here...
This motherfucker is drastically suicidal. You look like somebody who's just one bad day from being on the news for what we all expect people who look like you to be on the news for.
Here, there's yet another person from the anti-woke grift called Nina Infinity. And because she's a naive woman, she's saying, oh, I find them all cute. I don't really hate it. Yeah, it's still a race swap. You can't pick and choose when to dis...
That's cool. Motherfucker said they don't hate it. That didn't negate it being a race swap. Motherfucker just didn't hate it. If y'all want to bother somebody, bother the casting director. Or you could just not watch. You could just not watch. That's the more reasonable answer. Because when I got put on game as to who motherfuckers should actually be mad at, but then found out that these motherfuckers don't really get on social media, so y'all can't really bother them, and y'all just waste y'all time going at the motherfuckers who work for them, that lets me know you motherfuckers are just bored. You can choose to not watch, but because these soapboxes y'all get on are dirtier than fuck, y'all run to the idea of, fuck it, let me just bitch. And maybe if I bitch by harassing these actors and writers, they'll change something to my liking. And does that work? Survey says no.
Swaps are bad. It's a massive problem in media in general. You can't say that the one with Snape sucks and now this one, oh, I like it because they're cute. Shut up, you bitch. And this is another one. I don't know who the hell this bitch is either, but I'm pretty sure she's from Geeks and Games.
Steph Ain. This is a fine casting, however, the Snape casting has already ruined the show for me. I wonder what he says.
And she's saying that this casting is totally fine and that the Snape casting ruined it for her. No, once again, you don't get to choose which one is fine for you.
Yes, you do. Why? Because it's you giving the opinion. It's not anyone else, it's you. You can, in a moment, be like, yeah, I like this thing, but I don't like that thing. Slytherin ass complaining about black people. Yeah. And you know what's crazy? I feel like one day he's gonna make something like a comic book, or he's gonna try to make like some art, and it's going to be horse shit. And he's gonna say that everyone criticizing him is nothing a bunch of woke, because like these people, him, Critical Drinker, they make shit, but it's shit. And their excuse is you only call it shit because you're woke, not because it's actually shit.
All race swaps are bad, and you've committed to that by being part of this grift. You can't just come in and say, oh, I like that race swap, but I don't like this one. These people are unauthentic pieces of crap who do not speak what they're thinking. They don't speak the truth. They're speaking this grift because in reality, they're not right-wing or anti-woke at all. They're actually...
Sorry, what the fuck? When the fuck right-wing gotta be in this? What the fuck right wing got to do with this shit? Y'all niggas just horrible at critique. What? I should have retitled this stream "The Stream of Absolute Intersection Confusion," because how is it that every single fucking video that has been watched has been circumvented into a different fucking topic? It's next to impossible.
A bunch of liberals who will just eat up whatever they're fed, masquerading as this brand new rebellion against the system. And as I said a second ago, I do respect heel versus babyface. Maybe I'm misconstruing it. He is right that all of the other castings don't matter when you've just race swapped Snape. But also, you're kind of wrong, because it does matter that it isn't just one character being race swapped. I also saw this that I thought was funny and accurate, even though the profile is a Mexican masquerading as a member of the Third Reich. But what he's saying is actually true, because the story...
So it's not a black bitch, it's a Mexican. So we got a Mexican. So wait, when did the Mexicans become a part of the black community? This is all new information for me.
The story of Harry Potter does not fit race...
Change the thumbnail? I'm not changing the thumbnail.
Swaps, because then Snape is going to be some black incel following around Harry Potter's mother, and Draco Malfoy isn't going to be screaming at Hermione because she's some sort of mudblood. No, he's just going to be a racist white kid.
Stupid little mudblood.
I mean, fuck, wasn't mudblood kind of like nigga? Anyway, like, wasn't that it anyway? Oh my God, y'all fighting for it, ain't you?
And all of this might be on purpose so they can turn Harry Potter into a tale about racism and how white people are evil. So this really isn't anything...
I don't know how we got there, because the whole cast, with the exception of apparently in your mind 2 of these people, when it's really 1. Fucking whole cast.
A race swap of a beloved character and multiple within one TV show or movie. We're just getting a new one of these every week. The only thing that's surprising is the fact that they didn't race swap the one redhead character. But look around, it isn't just one TV show. Donald Trump isn't getting rid of the wokeness, and there's a brand new wave of movies that aren't going to be woke and do...
Hold on. Run it back.
Movie. We're just getting a new one of these every week. The only thing that's surprising is the fact that they didn't race swap the one redhead character. But look around, it isn't just one TV show. Donald Trump isn't getting rid of the wokeness, and there's a...
Told y'all this about a week ago. Take y'all hands off that man dick. Like, get your tongue off that man tip. Every fucking thing ain't gotta do with Trump. Let that man shit go. That man is the president. Y'all can let him go now. Every fucking time. And which one of you dumb motherfuckers thought to yourself, Trump's president now, the woke will no longer be making new... How many times I gotta tell y'all I don't like Trump, but I feel bad for that motherfucker because y'all be throwing him in everything. He's the president now. That means... Like, what the hell? Give it up. You way too good at that? Y'all gotta leave me alone. Stop bullying me. Stop harassing me. Stop harassing me. What do they expect Trump to do? They expect Trump, while they walk into that fucking room, they allowed a bunch of YouTubers to think they had political opinions that were worth a damn. Because there's probably some YouTuber out in existence that was saying, if you're sick of all this woke, go vote for Donald Trump. And I mean just gawking his shit. And these motherfuckers voted, and somewhere in their pee-wee ass minds, they have run around with the idea of, now we won't get these race swap wokies anymore. I gotta stop doing that. Just eating that shit freely. And free of charge too. Bro saw Superhead, and this is what we get. Be careful, Leon. Pride Mother's tomorrow. Pride Mother's tomorrow, bros. It's gays all everywhere. You said yesterday took the words out my throat. Yes, I did. This motherfucker took the words out my throat. Just Leon with no gag reflex. Listen, y'all mothers routinely call me back to that house for a fucking reason. And it's because I know how to slurp on that pussy. And I'm talking all in the inside.
Brand new wave of...
I should be making sound effects for movies because what the fuck did I just do? What the fuck did I just do? Hi, Chiggy. I'm so glad you weren't here like 2 minutes ago. I'm so glad that you just got... Chiggy, you want to play Repo? I got mods. Chiggy, I got mods. Leon's confirmed bi. I want to be married to a woman. Freaky Leon, y'all gotta stop. Who's playing with us? Stop asking me this shit. I don't have friends. No one wants to be friends with me. I don't have people at the ready. I can't just and fucking, hey, you wanna play Rebo? Yeah, you wanna play Rebo? You know no one emotionally attaches themselves to me. I'm at that point in the day where it's like everything means something. Ask Della if he wants to play. You know what? You're so right. I'm calling Della. What the fuck? I hate when I have him in my phone as. I'm calling Della. Fuck it. Watch, you don't answer. This fucking crustacean will not answer this phone.
Why?
Quit your life and come play Repo.
All right.
You just said all right. You doing it now?
Yeah, give me a minute.
Oh yeah, it's always a minute. It's always a goddamn minute. Well, fuck, Della negated my fucking point. So let's wrap this up.
Of movies that aren't going to be woke and do this crap. It's been going on a lot longer than people ever want to admit. It's not just since 2016. It's not just since the 2000s. It goes back to like the 80s and 90s. Like in Batman 89, Harvey Dent is black. For some odd reason, it shouldn't really make a difference. Why couldn't you just cast a white actor? Like the Flash CW show. Many people love that show. And I actually had to do the research myself to figure out that Wally West and Iris West are white. They're not some black family that Barry moves in with. The Amazing Spider-Man 2, Electro, a villain who is clearly white, is for some reason black now. The Batman 2022 with Robert Pattinson. Oh, it's a great movie. Then why is Catwoman black, complaining about white privilege?
All anyone cares about in this place are these white.
Are you gonna play with mods? I mean, are we? I don't know if Della has the mods. And if he does, that's great. But if he doesn't, fuck. What are we gonna do?
Privileged assholes.
Shut up, bitch! And why is Jim Gordon, another redhead, get race swapped? The Avengers back in the 2000s is a great movie that everybody watched, right? Samuel Jackson was great as Nick Fury. Well, Nick Fury is white, and he doesn't look anything like...
So you just mad at shit? Oh my God, no. What's the problem? You saw everybody not complaining about Nick Fury, and now you're gonna be the one to say, actually, you have to give me the code of your mod pack, otherwise it won't work. Otherwise we could play the new beta. Y'all gotta have the same mods? Oh no. All I know is me and Skelly played some shit yesterday where Shrek, you know how we got the skull? Shrek is the skull. Like I said, Mudblood? Oh, God.
Samuel Jackson. And the more and more you tolerate and forget about it, like Nerdrotic and the rest of the grifters are doing, saying that this is fine, that it doesn't matter, that only certain race swaps are bad, then they're just as woke as all the liberals that they attack. But the funny part is that I'll end on, is that nobody's going to watch We Was Harry Potter with Smoke Alarm Snape and Black Hermione. They're going to be learning...
Again, if you think that little kid is black, boy, I got some bananas to sell you. I got some bananas for you, buddy.
The magical arts of fried chicken seasoning, basketball, and fentanyl overdose. So...
What? See, this shit is why y'all niggas get called racist. And I just sit back, cause I know motherfuckers ain't talking about me. They talking about y'all. When motherfuckers like this exist in y'all fandom, and y'all don't directly say weirdo, step to the side, you ain't part of this, that's why y'all niggas all get called racist. And I just be like, damn, that sucks, buddy. That's a skill issue, my guy. Oh.